Check. Welcome to the SPS podcast. You are now tuned in. I'm your host and moderator, DJ Strada. You now tapped in with the Raw Bunch. Fellas, lady, what's going on? What's good with y'all?
What's good?
Good? Y'all
Another
good?
day, another day.
Definitely another day.
CJ, what's up with it?
Man, I'm good, man. Breathing. I'm in better spirits today.
I like it. I like to hear that. I like to hear that. Bino, what's the word, my brother?
What's the word? Everything cool?
I hear it.
Another Monday. Another Monday.
That part. Saudi, what's up with you?
I'm here.
I feel it. That's step one, ain't it?
Definitely step one, dealing with y'all.
Absolutely.
But
Let's get to it.
yeah.
Yeah. So tonight's show is kind of a continuation of what we
This should
did.
be your final destination. Oh, go ahead, bro. Final destination.
That is funny as shit. So tonight's show is actually a continuation of the pod we did last Thursday, where we had kind of a gender war conversation about the complaints that men and women have. So what we came up with as a raw bunch for our listeners is we're going to break this down even a little further. So tonight's show is going to be focused on the men complaints first. So we're going to go through the whole show. We're going to really bust down some of the complaints we saw in the last show that we have about the women. And again, Thursday show, we're going to do the reverse. So on Thursday, what we plan to do is we're gonna do a show where we're focused on the women complaints about the men. So it's kind of a two-way street, but we're gonna get to it. Like I said, man, fellas, I ain't gotta tell y'all this, but people in our chat, just to let y'all know again, we got to be completely honest. Because if we want something to change, we got to actually uh, give these women edification, right? Because without it, don't mean shit. Like we just up here talking and keeping it cool and cute all the time. They're not gonna learn. You know what I mean? So for both of these shows, whether you're a man or a woman watching, again, just keep in mind that this is the raw bunch. You about to get the raw, unadulterated truth. With that being stated, before we get into any questions or videos, the first thing I want to do is bring back up the list. So here's the list that we had from the last pod. We're going to go down, and again, what I did was I grouped them up in groups of three, and we kind of carved out the show based on that. But the full list is as follows: emotional availability, fear of commitment, inconsistent effort, lack of leadership and stability, prioritizing physical beauty over substance, poor communication skills, lack of drive and ambition, infidelity and lack of loyalty, preference of non-black women, inability to handle independent women, financial instability, and double standards in dating. That was the list we had for the women. Here we go for the men. This is the list that we're going to break down in totality today. I wanted to give it a balanced perspective so that we could see how those two lists compare. So here's what the men are currently facing. And here's some things we want our women to improve upon: their attitude of aggressiveness, their lack of femininity, their unrealistic expectations, the lack of respect for black men. They are too materialistic. They have poor attitudes towards submission. They're not supportive. You have baby mama drama, entitlement and non-reciprocity, careers over relationships, criticism and nagging, lack of accountability, hypergamy and leveling up, unrealistic relationship goals, and they prefer bad boys over good men. We'll leave this list up for a while because this is going to definitely be what we get into. Let this sit for a minute. Everybody good?
Yeah.
I bet. So, Saudi, as a woman looking at that list, if you had to put a percentage on it, how much of it do you think is accurate? How much of it you think is bullshit?
Um, I don't think any of it bullshit. I mean, that's y'all personal feelings. Um, I know I'm on a list, so I can't say too much.
What you
You had
said?
broke up.
You
I
broke up.
said I know I'm on a list, so I can't say too much.
You on the list? What you mean?
Like I feel like one of those complaints. I feel like I fall in that line.
Which one? Which one?
Which
Tell
one?
us more. Tell us more.
The put it back up
Got you.
just for 1 second, just so I can get the right verbiage. The I want to say the lack of femininity. That's for me.
Why you say that?
Because like I don't know. I'm just y'all see how I talk to y'all. So until like that that wall is broken down, like I'm very much a real ass nigga. And then once I feel comfortable and that wall is broken down, then yeah, I'm very much soft, very much feminine. But until then, it's like, nigga, what you doing?
Why do you think?
No.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Are you like that with the men you date?
Yeah, to start off with, and then once we filling each other out, I'm like, all right, I feel like I could let my guard down and be a little bit more softer.
So you think your femininity is kind of like you guard it, you protect it?
Heavy.
Why is that?
Just because I just feel like you can't give everything ain't for everybody. So it's like you just can't give that off a bat. And just from my personal experience, that's just why I'm a little bit more reserved. So I can't speak on everybody else.
I don't know. I think that Bino, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think women should guard their femininity?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, not to the dude she dating, or that they dating. But to everybody else, fuck these niggas. But not to the shorty they dating though. I mean, not to the dude they dating.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But I
CJ,
can
what you think?
also say too, like, if it's brought enough to my attention that, like, it's getting a little too much, then I definitely tone it down before I'm even comfortable, because it's like at the end of the day, I don't want to give off a man. Like, I don't want to do that. So it's like, I don't know, it just go by ear.
Got you.
Yeah. So like, why not?
I feel you. CJ, what you think about that? Do you think that women should
No, I'm
guard their
saying like, why?
femininity?
What? Oh,
Oh,
my
sorry.
fault.
Go. My bad,
I was
Bino.
asking
No,
her
go
like,
ahead, brother.
why not? Why not though? Like, why she can't? Why she can't be feminine to the dude she be with? I was just wondering.
I mean, I can, but like, um, that is not being feminine. I want to say is a second nature to me. Like, I was a tomboy. So it's like, I don't know. It's not, it's just, I don't know.
Shout out to Sneak. She said the same thing pretty much. She said she was a cute tomboy. I think
That is so fucking true with that nigga.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like,
okay. I got another question because this is interesting. What do you consider feminine as a woman, Saudi? So like what do you as a woman in your mind, like when in your mind you're like, all right, I'm being feminine now. Like what do you consider femininity to be?
um, basically just how I talk and cater to my man. Like, if I'm still in my aggressive state, it's very much gonna be like, nigga may slip up and call you something else. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, a girl from Philadelphia. And then when, I'm more subtle, it's like, say this, do that. I want to caress your back when you driving. Like, I want to do stuff to, like, just be more dainty than just being like, what's up?
Okay, I got it. Fellas, do y'all think that Saudi's idea, do you think her idea of femininity matches a man's idea of femininity? Do you think we look at femininity the same?
She said it when she spoke. She said the way she spoke and skated. Yeah, yeah, that's some things for sure. That's two main. Yeah.
CJ, what you think?
Man. I feel like that shit sound crazy as hell that you gotta go through, that the fellas gotta go through trials and tribulations just to experience the feminine side. Like, motherfucker, you can't walk in this shit like that. Like, I gotta do a fucking one of the 6 hardest math equations in the world to get you to express some femininity, but a nigga gotta come in masculine and provide and all this other shit off the rip. That's fucking insane. I don't get that shit. Cause what's gonna happen is you blocking your blessing low key. Cause you could do all that anti-feminist shit. I'm extra tomboyish and all this other dumb shit for so long, or it'd be so much that a nigga tolerance might be low for that shit and be like, you know what, I'm done. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
You
never
go
encountered
take your boy George
it.
ass somewhere else. Like, he ain't about to fuck with it. Now he gonna find fucking Sally Mae from Alabama who carries herself feminine on day zero, just
But
because
that's
that's
the
who she
thing.
is.
Even if they carry that femininity, they still not me. They still not her. So any man that really wants to pursue me, they're gonna look at this like, oh, let me see why she's so aggressive, or why she acts the way that she acts. When we have those conversations, because I've had these conversations, like, I had these conversations before, trust me. And every time I had these conversations, it was grace given, because it's like, I fuck with you so thorough that I understand it's deeper than that. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like what you saying, CJ, if that was like the case where you said it and I didn't listen, then yeah, I could see it. But I listen and then I adapt.
Do you think that you've ever lost out on like a man you were dating because you hadn't shown them being feminine early enough? Has that ever happened?
Hell no.
Oh shit! So they normally kind of give you the grace to become feminine.
Yeah. Like, I'm just not a man across the board. Like, you know?
Okay. Arnold, what's up, brother?
What's good,
Hey,
man? How y'all doing?
Arnold.
Hey,
What's good,
shit,
Arnold?
cooling. How
Hey
you?
man, don't come up here with them fucking ramen noodles again.
Hey,
Cause I ain't ate, so I'm gonna talk shit this time.
I got you, bro.
How you been, Brody?
I'm chilling, man. Thanks for the invite, Bino.
You know it. You know it.
For
You know
sure,
what I'm
for sure.
saying?
So,
So I got a
Arnold, what you?
question too.
Go ahead. What
Because
you got?
with CJ and you saying what you said, you know when you dealt with who you dealt with, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. And she was, you know, a little tomboyish. How did you maneuver that?
Oh, she talking this. Okay.
Oh, you
Then
talking about with me and Sneak?
Yeah.
Uh, shit, I called that shit out so early, bro. I was like, you a little Asian nigga. Like I kept calling her that, like, cause she's mixed, but I was like, you like a little Asian nigga. Like you need to chill the fuck out. Like you need to lower that shit. And like she grew up most of her life in California, so I get it, I guess. But at a certain point, I kept calling it out so much that she got tired of it. Eventually, she started hanging out with me wearing less baggy clothes and wearing more like some tight leggings and like more feminine clothing. You know, she stopped just having the hair just down or whatever and started doing something to it. Like, I guess it's just because I kept saying shit. You
But that
know,
also goes to what I said too. You didn't just write her off about it either.
yeah, I didn't write her off, but see, my original statement was that if you like for some dudes, you'll do it if you continue doing it for so long, or if the aggression behind it is so heavy that he'll be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out.
Got you.
Like she had more so the look, not necessarily the personality. Like she was still soft, but for the most part, the way she dressed, yeah, she was dressing like she was about to play ball with the fellas. Like I was like, you need to switch that shit up. We ain't about to be hanging out in public, and you dressing like we about to go you about to join me. We about to play a 6-man in basketball real quick. So
Yeah,
that's how
I
she
get
was
it.
at the time. But
Hey, CJ, if you don't mind, brother, address the question. So, Joseph Famore asked, "Why'd you pick her?" It's a good
ask her
question.
because I ain't pick her. She picked me. But
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
like, if we being honest here, she's in the chat. She picked me. But the reason why I'll say I was okay with it or I stuck around is because the vibe was there though. Like, yeah. Now if she was wearing like the baggy gym clothes all the time in the hoodie, but she also had like this tomboyish aggressive attitude, then yeah, it wouldn't even last long. So like the personality wasn't as lack of feminine than the look. You feel me? So she
That's
just
what I
had
was
to get out that fucking
thinking.
that comfort zone of how she was dressing all the damn time in public. Like it wasn't like privately. She was doing this shit. And she was happy to go to the mall dressing like like we was really like we was like two lesbians walking around here or something. She would have on some Crocs, some balling shorts, and a tank top. Like that ass. She would really dress like that. But yeah, she had to stop that shit. Fucking around with me.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah,
Arnold.
that's what I was saying. Like, you can't be a nigga across the board. That it don't work.
Okay. So, Arnold, we've been listening to Saudi, and she said that she protects her femininity when she dating and is just out in the world. Do you think that's something that women should lead with? Do you think that's a safe idea? Do you agree with it? Disagree? What you think about that, bro?
I don't agree with it. I think like they choosing to like live in like in the man's world outside of their relationship, right? So they got to do the same stuff we do professionally. So they got to kind of step up that masculinity just to survive.
That's fair.
So they don't see a man that they trying to deal with, and that's how I need to turn this off. Right? They still in that same mode because they don't know why would I turn it off? They don't even have that concept sometimes. Like, okay, why do I need to be a girly girl right now? Because they don't understand, like, I guess because dudes don't say it enough, that like that stuff don't make me want to be around you, right? What make me want to be around you is that you feminine, and you a soft woman. Like that's what make me want to be there.
That's a bar.
And I think the survival, like he said, it does play a key fact too, because like I used to tell people when I lived in Philly, like I had to be on guard. I had to be a little aggressive because it's like you be too soft, you be too cool, they think you boo boo the fool. So it's like once I went back and came to North Carolina, I realized like you need to tone it down because you ready to curse everybody out. Like it ain't even that deep. So I get what he's saying too.
Okay. So you think your environment and where you grew up kind of was the reason why you felt the need to guard your femininity?
I feel like your environment and then also like your childhood too. Because like I grew up with older parents too. So like my parents, they weren't like super they were loving, but like, you know, it wasn't like hugs and like I love yous and stuff like that. Like my dad was ex-military, so he was very militant, you know? So I think that could play a factor too.
That makes sense. We're going to get into our first topic. Like I said earlier, man, we kind of took the complaints of the list that y'all saw, and I combined them in threes. And this way we could kind of touch on three at a time without dragging the show out too long. So the three that we're going to talk about is attitude, aggressiveness, and lack of femininity, which is why we started there. Bino, do you think that those three, when you out in the world, do you think you see those in mass? Is that something that's rare? Like, what are your thoughts on black women's attitude, aggressiveness, and lack
Ag-
of femininity?
aggressiveness, lack of femininity, and what else you said?
Attitude.
Attitude. Do I see that at mass with black women from the
Hmm.
outside looking in?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. I was trying to separate settings, but nah, I ain't gonna even go that deep. Yeah, yeah. You see that? You see that at mass more than more than necessary. I think. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. CJ, do
I
you?
think. I think. Oh,
Oh,
go
you
ahead. Go
good,
ahead.
bro? No, you
Go ahead.
good. Do your thing. Cook.
No, I'm saying like I think it be on some shit like amidst it ain't because it ain't even about survival no more, right? So I can't even put it on survival. I think like this whole like claim of independence and just liberation, sexual liberations, everything they got that's free, right? Put them in like a competitive mind state with us instead of a equal or complementary mind state with us. Like what survival would do to us,
Hmm.
like all their freedoms did to them. It's weird. It's opposite.
So you think that's the why behind you get those complaints is because the environment they in?
It's not even. It's just like it just makes them like it's almost like the way some women act or majority women that you see act. Because I'm speaking on the outside for real. Like I can't even speak for myself. So, and I ain't trying to separate myself, but I don't know. I'm speaking from the outside for real. I'm just like people watching type shit. Like it seemed like it's like they never wanted to be the woman they used to was historically.
Okay. In what way?
Like the whole submissiveness, being submissive, the whole housewife, the whole idea of a wife, the whole idea of everything historically that you would consider quote unquote traditional woman. It's like they almost never wanted to be that shit for real, right? Because all these freedoms and these liberations they got, like they like fuck that. They give you attitudes. They talk. They almost think they can physically, you know what I'm saying? Compare with you the way they act sometimes. So it's
Uh,
like they freedoms and they liberations make them feel like they want to compete with us or something. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is better. I do this better than a dude. I do this better than a dude. I can do this better than a dude. I'm smarter than a dude. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
So I think in those you get that attitude, that lack of femininity, and that aggressiveness, right? Because when you feel like you better than somebody, you compete with them. You prove to them that you better than them. If I say I'm better than you, ain't nothing. Me and you not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like when we cool right now on this pie, we get on the court like nigga, you better. I'm better. We going like you know what I'm saying? We gonna be aggressive. Ain't gonna be no, you all right, bro? You hit the ground, nigga, get up. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's almost like these freedoms, these liberations, put them in like this competitive shit, like they in survival mode or something. Like if they don't do this, they'll lose this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Do you think? All right. So before I go to that comment, that was a good comment. I want to get to that. Do you think, based on what your theory, because I totally agree with you, do you think that women back in the day didn't even want to be feminine? Do you think it was
That's
just
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like my perspective, I had to look at. That's what I'm saying. Something like historically, they never wanted to be the women they used to be tradition. That's why I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like it, if I had to, like, damn, they must ain't never want to do that shit in the first place.
that makes sense?
Those values, those principles, the way we had to live probably was like the best order that man and woman could have had as far as together. Black man anyway, black man and black woman, I would say maybe. 'Cause now they could do anything they want. It's like, you feel me? Like they ain't thinking about all that nice shit.
That's a bar. CJ, based on the comment at the bottom, I think it's a good comment. Shout out to Sneak. She said, I think all three are proof that we aren't taught as little girls positive feminine traits. Do you agree with that comment? Do you think that makes sense? Do you think that little girls aren't taught like positive feminine traits growing up?
I
Uh,
agree. Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. As a daddy's little girl, I know at most I'm more so just teaching her how she should be treated by a man, and I'm teaching her about life ethics and shit. But I can't teach her how to be a girly girl, and she's already got that whole daddy's little girl mindset. So low key, I already feel like she becoming a tomboy in and of her damn self, for real. So she got a mom, but at the end of the day, her mom, I ain't bashing her number. She ain't really getting to her femininity or whatever and her little girly girl ways. So she was a grown ass woman. So
Hmm.
it's just like it's one of those things where like the mom didn't even have it like that. So what up, Jay? But so it's like our daughter gonna have to learn it, I guess, from my sister or something who's very feminine. So I don't know, but yeah, I can see that.
yeah, I was agreeing too. I just don't think like sometimes depending on when you was raised and if you was raised and who you was raised by, I feel like that plays a factor. Because like I said, I grew up with older parents and that outwardly display of love, that's something I don't even think they knew how to do. Um, so growing up, like CJ said, with his baby mom, like I didn't learn how to be a woman, like dead ass, until I'm 33, until I was 30 when I met my son dad. And that's how I knew, like just how to cater to a man. And that's when I really learned a man. I really learned how to be a woman. And I was an adult. So I just feel like, I don't know, it goes off of who you was raised by and the town that you was raised in.
To Venus'
But
point,
that's
do
what
you
I'm
think?
saying. Are
Go ahead.
most women, mothers in the past, how many generations we want to say? Two, three generations are teaching those traits? Probably not, because this is the independence era. The independence era, they ain't teaching none of that shit. Like, you know what
It's
I'm saying?
not being
I think
taught.
even then, like you said, it's not even being taught, just a representation of seeing it. You know, people get to see it more so. Like if you would come from a two-parent household, I guess, but like overall, like, you know, it was like you can be free now type shit. It's almost like when y'all got y'all laws and rights and shit as a woman, it was almost like y'all get to be free type shit. Like that's that's what it seemed like 50, 60 years, you know what I'm saying, 70 years later. It's like, yeah, we free. Fuck these niggas. You feel me?
Like, I feel what you're coming from, but like I just don't. I feel like that's like that's really minute to like the bigger picture. I feel like the reason why the majority of it is because we ain't been taught it. Like that's just the bottom line. Like we come from, I'm not gonna say we, but some people come from families where like their parents don't know how to express their love. Like they don't know how to express how to be a woman or have those conversations to even talk about like a menstrual cycle or anything like that. So it's like if you're not taught that, you don't learn it until you really get out into the world and have these encounters.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I think that we hit on some good points, man. I think I'm gonna ask my first question and play the first video. So we kind of agreed that, like you said, overall, the attitude, aggressiveness, and lack of femininity might be shown in mass. But I want to break that down even more from them three. So let's start with CJ. Do you think with black women, when you think about it in whole, you're gonna have three categories? When we're thinking about their attitudes, and I'm not talking about like negative, I just mean the way they are. When I say attitudes, I'm not talking about neck rolling, like just how they are. Okay. Do you think they're confident, assertive, or hostile in mass? Do you think a black woman's attitude in mass, do you think is confident, assertive, or hostile?
And this is just in general, not towards me, right?
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
I'm probably have to go with assertive. They can
Okay.
be very like like stern on dudes a lot. The reason behind it, I can't really say.
Right.
It could be a plethora of things. I don't want to just throw every one of them and say that's how all of them are, but I'm probably say out of the options you gave, assertive's got to be number one by far.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
think
what
the
I
hostile
was about to
comes
say.
in until they come across a person that they personally don't like or something like that.
That's fair.
Or
That's
so
fair.
I'm gonna definitely say assertive for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say assertive as well. Just because, like I said, whether y'all feel like we should or we shouldn't, we got our guard up. Like, I have to be assertive. I have to, down to if I want to go to the welfare office, be assertive and let them know I know the law, I know my rights, I know how it is ran. Because if not, then people would say anything. I feel like people would do anything. So that's where we are aggressive to the point where it's like, I need you to know you ain't about to play with me.
Okay. Bino, you think black women are confident, assertive, or hostile in mass?
Hey, is my audio straight? Cause it's crazy. I got my shit on Do Not Disturb and jail calls still come through. That's so insane. So
Sound
y'all can hear me?
it
Free to
sound
God.
perfect
Yeah.
right now.
Sound good now, bro.
Uh, would you say it again? I'm sorry.
In mass, do you think black women are confident, assertive, or hostile?
And mass, confident, assertive, or hostile. And mass. Mm, I go with assertive. I can't say confident, really.
Yeah.
I'll say assertive.
Okay. So, is there another word I didn't include that y'all think they are? Let me ask that before I ask my next question. Is there another word that you think describes the overall attitudes of black women? Before I go any further, y'all leave a word out?
Um,
Is there a better word y'all can think of?
mm,
So we agree on assertive?
yeah.
Crazy,
Said crazy.
crazy.
All right, so we're gonna walk down this assertive lane, right? Is that how do I want to ask this? So do you think that if we can agree that they're more assertive, how then can we reconcile their being assertive to the complaint of them being aggressive or hostile? Like how does that work? Is it that the assertiveness turns into aggressiveness? Like, and I guess that what I want to get to when it comes to the question is like if we saying they operate and their baseline is assertive, right? Is it we don't have an issue with the assertiveness, we only have an issue when it turns to aggression? Or are we saying the assertiveness is off-putting as men? Which one?
I don't even, you man, you got me. I just want to put a disclaimer. I hate talking for niggas because I just
know.
found so much out about niggas in the last few years of my life, and I just didn't know niggas. So you ain't, first of all, I'm doing a lot talking for niggas. I don't give a fuck how they feel, because niggas really be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But
No.
anyway, if I gotta talk for these niggas out here, um, cause niggas be crying too much. Feel me? But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. But I'm just sitting thinking this nigga got me talking for niggas, man. Fuck these niggas, man. For real, 'cause these niggas really don't be who they say they is. That be the problem. But this ain't about niggas. Come on, let's go. All right.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like
My
it.
fault, bro. Cause
You
cause
good.
half of this shit be about them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. See what I'm saying? Half this shit really do be about them though. For real, for real. But half this shit is what you say here is not how you say there. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a problem that they assertive. That's a problem that we see them as assertive. Or is a problem that we see them as aggressive. Because that means we not assertive and aggressive enough. And we see them as assertive. But that's another story. That's what I'm saying. Like it's that's the problem. That's why I say if I got talk for them, if I got talk from the outside looking in, they shouldn't be so assertive because niggas these days are not assertive or as aggressive no more. So that's the reason why, sweetheart, you need to calm down. You know what I'm saying? Cause niggas gonna let you do what you want them to do for that. They ain't gonna say fuck you. The niggas don't say fuck you no more like that. Girl, give me you ain't about whatever. Fuck out of here. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas don't do that no more. Niggas ain't assertive. Niggas is probably just aggressive, but niggas ain't assertive. So you gotta calm down. If I gotta talk for niggas. Niggas don't want to be assertive no more. They want to be, you know what I'm saying? I guess. I'm gonna say fuck you. Keep it pushing, but niggas can't do that because they feel like they don't have options and blah 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 and all this other shit. So that's why these shorties got to calm down. They done turned more aggressive and assertive than the dudes. The dudes chilling. The dudes is appreciating, trying to find a woman of value, or even trying to make them have value in themselves. Dudes is chilling because they realize, all right, boom, you can do what I can do now. I ain't even got it. You know what I'm saying? Like before, no matter how tall, whatever was considered, whatever attractive tall, whatever, you feel me? They had laws and rules that a dude still can run it. Now dudes realize we on an equal playing field. We chilling. You know what I'm saying? We just just want to work together. You feel what I'm saying? As partners, or dudes want to love on. They want to wipe the love on. They want they wife to love them. But these shorties ain't hearing that shit no more. That's why they got to chill.
Okay. I'm gonna put a pin in that. That's because you brought me just thinking about what you're saying. I actually had another follow up question, but I'm gonna get to Arnold first. I'm gonna come back to you, Bino, and me and you will dive down that road, and then we'll get CJ in on the follow up. So Arnold, en masse, when we're looking at black women in total, right? Do you think their attitudes are more confident, assertive, or hostile?
Hostile. I would say hostile. Like
Why so?
so that off top that they like telling you that they know a better way in a lot of situations. So like when it comes to like it could be something they don't know about. A woman argued with me about that how the Mexicans can't say it was stolen land because America bought it. I'm like, what? Right? And she was sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, and then she go look it up and be like, they didn't steal it. The other people stole it. So she was trying to make herself right. She couldn't even concede when she was like, wrong in real time. So like some stuff like that is like, and it just happens so often that they so used to like having to like get it out the mud themselves that they can't like take a step back and be like, oh, okay, he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got to prove yourself to your chick, and even when you prove yourself, she's still like, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go ask somebody else.
Okay. Now, Bino, that I see what you're saying. So you think that their lack of being able to be cooperative, it displays as being hostile?
Yeah, because it's like when they have like information coming in, they're not just accepting that information. They're like pushing back against the information. They're not like even trying to like. They're not just accepting that information. So I got echo, or that's me.
I think that was Frank. I put him on mute. He'll get it right.
So like they don't just accept the information. They're like always trying to like, push back on it. So like, I guess me, like you saying something to me, I'm listening to you. Unless I know I'm 100% right, I have room to be wrong in every conversation. But sometimes they don't have that room to be wrong in the conversation. Like I guess that's a vulnerability piece where they don't have that, where they're not like, okay, I could be wrong. Like if they're not right, they don't feel safe to a certain extent. That's what it feel like to me when you like going through it and seeing it so many different times that they don't feel safe enough to be wrong.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that. That makes sense to me. I see what you're saying. That the idea of being wrong, and I think that to start combining points together. So with Saudi saying that her femininity is on guard, you're saying that need to be right is kept up so that they might turn hostile. This explains why to a man it comes off as such. I can see that.
Because you telling them they wrong, meaning like they vulnerable. Like they that's not right. Like that's not how that works. But like, what do you mean? Like they whole shell crack if somebody telling them what they doing isn't right.
Okay, I like that. CJ, let's tackle Drake's question. What do you think that lack of confidence stems from, bro?
Because they more than likely didn't grow with a male figure to give them confidence in something. There was odds are you like who was to have confidence in another person, you gotta initially have that person. Otherwise it's you have confidence in what? Your imagination, your assumptions on TV, which is probably what they probably going off of, the heroes in the Disney Pixar movies. Like so they lack of confidence probably stem from whoever male figure they come across first that they see the most or idolize or whatever, and who knows if that was a good male figure or a bad one.
Okay.
You already know
Confident in
once
what
that male
though?
figure, fails too many times, the confidence in the male being from a child's perspective growing up dwindles when that male figure that they had in their life fails too much.
What you say, Bino?
Like what type of confidence we talking about? Like confidence like I can't do this, or like confidence like what kind? I mean, they lack confidence
Like
in what?
confident, like confidence as far as like I'm confident that as a kid I know my father can support me or help me, or like since we talking about males, like in my mind as a kid, I knew as a kid there was nothing in me that said, oh, I got no confidence in my dad. Like no, my first thought
Okay.
is like if I'm in trouble, I'd never think, oh, let me get my mother. No, it's like, no, let me call my dad. I got confidence that I know if I call this man right now, he got me. He can help me. You feel me? But when it comes to the
Yeah.
girls, in terms of having confidence in a man, they gotta initially have a male figure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm back on track. For sure.
Perfect. Frank, what's up, brother?
Testing 1 2. Can you hear me good?
Yep, you
Oh, there
good,
you
brother.
go.
All right, good. Um last thing I was hearing was it the excuse me, let me see what I actually typed in the chat. Forgot the assertiveness of women.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think I like I said, I missed a little bit of the last part of the conversation. I apologize for that. But more so than not, I believe that their assertiveness comes because of mistrust. So we have like a history of women trying to do black women trying to do things itself, and then when it comes down to either the leadership that their immediate leadership or the overall look at society itself, there's a mistrust there. So because there is a mistrust, they decide to be confident, and by their confidence itself, they try to be assertive in things and dominant in things, even when they don't know how to do it, because a lot of past examples have that fake it till you make it model. And some dudes can get away with it, so they also believe that, hey, why not? I can fit into that mold.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. That makes sense. That makes sense. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the SPS podcast. We're gonna get to our first video tonight. Again, we gonna keep walking down this path. This is a video. A lot of the videos, again, I tried to get women speaking about women, just to make sure that the point was landed, and nobody in the chat or nobody watching can say that we cherry picking and we bombing on women. We're gonna be honest with y'all tonight, but again, this is more of a teaching mode than anything. Same thing with the men when we do the show. So let's get to our first video and I ask my question coming up.
I have heard many women who want to be in a relationship attempt to rationalize why they are still single by using the tired cliche, it's gonna take a strong man to handle a strong woman like me. Anyone with a slight bit of discernment knows that this really translates as, it takes a strong man to handle my lack of femininity, to handle my overbearing personality, to handle my need to be in control, and to handle my incessant disrespect. Problems should be handled. Children should be handled. Animals should be handled. Chemicals should be handled. But a grown adult woman should not need to be handled by anyone. When a man is faced with handling a woman, 1 out of 3 things usually happens. 1, she is handled. Manhandled. 2, she remains single and yet continues to beat her chest about how strong she is. Or 3, she gets a man. But this man is a passive mangina simp who is willing to lay down his masculinity in order for her to come and pick it back up. See what these...
All right, let's go to our lady first. Saudi, what you think of the video? Saudi, you with us? All right, we'll wait for her to get back. CJ, what were your thoughts on that, man? Like, was she on point? Do you think that what she said has some truth and merit to it?
To some degree, I get what she was talking about, because I am a firm believer that if I hear a woman say, I need a man that can tame me, I disassociate myself instantly. I don't support that statement. I don't want no woman. Y'all know that, y'all done heard me say this for a while now. You just gotta be a fucking adult. And if you telling me I gotta tame you, tame a grown ass woman, you fucking kidding me? I got a 10-year-old kid that I think I've molded very well, that I ain't even gotta tame her. So why I gotta tame a grown ass woman? That's wild to me. I need somebody that can handle me. What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? I gotta be able to handle you. Like, that makes me sound like you handicapped, like you got mental health issues, and I gotta be a fucking CNA or something that's skilled and trained to handle you and take care of you. Like, I don't like those statements. So when I hear shit like that from a woman, I don't care how good she look, I don't care what her life is set up, I disassociate myself, because that lets me know there's something in here that ain't gonna never change, and you feel like you not gonna change it, so you just demand some man to accept whatever negative shit that is that you acknowledge is fucked up, but you just not gonna do shit about it.
Like that. Frank, what you think about the video? Do you think women should be handled? Do you think that's the right mentality for women to have? Is it a legitimate complaint when a man says, I don't want no woman I can handle?
I think there's an issue for that rhetoric that she was spewing, but I say it in that way because women do want to be handled, because there's things that women say that automatically, when there's protection itself, you want to be handled and protected. You don't want to be put in a position where you are in danger. You want to be handled when you're some women might not want to be in a submissive role, but for the most part, the majority of the ones that I've dealt with, or from my experience and from what I've heard itself, is that they want to be dominated and handled in the bedroom. So the handling of a woman, I would say for the majority portion, they do want to be handled in a specific type of way, but they want to make sure that it's a way where they don't feel like they're taken advantage of. They want to be able to trust the person that they're dealing with in a relationship, as well as whoever that they put in that position.
Okay, so when you think of handle, you think more caution and care than overpowered.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Because if you're overpowering them, then when it comes down to it, it's just a dominance thing. And then when they see dominance, they look at dictatorship. And automatically they're saying, no, I don't want a dictator. Well, some people may, like I said, there might be a minority that does, but for the most part, they don't.
Arnold, do you think that when women say they want to be handled, do you think that the idea is caution and care, or do you think that it's more being overpowered? Answer that
It's
question
over.
first, and then tell me your thoughts on the video.
Yeah, I think when they say it's overpowered, like somebody who about to like exceed their energy level as far as like the negativity almost that they putting out. You know what I'm saying? Like she going crazy and like she like doing whatever, like, hey, bring your ass home, right? You like certain dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? If you from like the hood, like it's just a certain lingo, a certain like rhetoric that you use, right? And it hit that frequency in her head, like, okay, let me go. And that's what some of the chicks, that's how only the way they only how to communicate. Right? If you almost gotta match that level and go on top, like, hey, don't play with me. Yeah, like if you find yourself saying that too many times, it's not gonna work.
You agree with the statement below? Shout out to Poppy Blanco. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. I said it before that if a woman finds a man attractive or appealing, it's a lot of shit that he'll get away with just off the introduction that another dude that she don't find attractive or appealing would get cussed out or fussed out or get that hostile attitude or that negative attitude or whatever. But if she finds him appealing, this you can go a lot further with less friction, less obstacles. You know what I'm saying? When she already finds you appealing or attractive, and don't let you get to talking, and now she likes your rhetoric. She likes who you are. She likes the way you smell. She likes your physique. Like there's the obstacles that another guy might have to go through to get to the finish line is a hell of a lot more than you because she already likes you. You ain't even done much. She already likes you. So
like,
in a sense, your finish line is a lot shorter than somebody else's.
So is it a backward statement? Like, so like if a guy needs to handle me, right, that's not like he shouldn't even be with me. That's to me, that's what she should be saying. If like what CJ is saying is true, she should be saying, oh, if he has to handle me, like he shouldn't even be with me. Like the guy for me don't even have to handle me. Right?
Hey, listen. I'm glad you said that, Arnold. I'm not trying to cut you off. Because y'all switched the conversation and handled it. Y'all heard what that lady said. That what a strong man, what women be saying, if you gotta be a strong man to deal with. She picked that you gotta be a strong man to deal with all that bullshit. So us dealing with the bullshit is what she's saying that woman in their mind makes us strong. When in reality, that's what makes you weak. Dealing with that shit. So go back to what I was saying. If I gotta handle you, you feel what I'm saying? But in my mind, if I gotta handle you, I ain't strong. I ain't no strong dude if I gotta handle you.
Y'all ever seen Meteor Man?
You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Remember when like he was stopping the bullets?
Yeah.
Right. He's stopping the bullets, right? But it's making them weaker. Like I feel like sometimes it's like a emotional obstacle course. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like at this time of day, she like this. I gotta do this. If she want to eat,
yeah.
You know like it's certain chicks, bro, that they always it's an emotional obstacle course, and they think that that's just them, and you got to deal with it.
So they done made the narrative. So now the narrative done got so real and so deep. It's almost to us that I ain't a strong man if I can't deal with that. But really, it go back to what I was saying about assertiveness and aggressive. Really, a strong man gonna be assertive. Like, I ain't dealing with that bullshit. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? And they done turned more assertive and aggressive to a point now we thinking I gotta be strong. If I ain't a strong man if I can't deal with this because that narrative done been out there so long. Still point things like, man, women they like to feel like they need to, because you gotta control them. You gotta nah, nigga. You got to do none of that for no adult. That's a weak and that's trauma bonding. When you really think about what a man represents, shouldn't have to deal with none of that shit, none of that bullshit.
You know what this remind
If
me
you
of?
handle it something, if you handle it a woman, she should put you in a position where you have to handle her with care. If anything,
Yeah,
that's the
Quincy
position she
said
should
that
put.
earlier.
She should be putting you in.
This remind me of this kickback I went to. Like it was like for like Christmas, I think it was. Like a bunch of guys and girls I went to school or whatever. And there's one girl, they was like, I guess our homegirl was talking about how like she been single for so long, but she like, oh, you're a baddie, you this, that, and the third. And then we was just like all sitting around and talking. Then it was, and she said some shit like, well, the reason why I'm single now is because I need a man that can handle me. And I was like sitting right beside her when she said it. And it was just like impulse where I was like, fuck that. If a girl tell me that shit, I ain't waste no energy on it. I just said I won't thinking about it. I was like, fuck that. If a woman tell me that, I ain't about to tolerate you. She looked back at me and was like, oh, I'm sure you can handle me. Mind you, she don't know who I am. She don't even know my name. But because she looked back, saw who said it, her first impulse was, oh yeah, you could probably handle me. How do you even know that? But you saying that you need a man that can handle you. So what is the qualifications that a man needs to quote unquote handle specifically you? Because there's no way you can make that statement saying that I need a man that can, like if somebody said, oh, I need a dog trainer. Well, what's the qualification he need to have? He need to know how to train a fucking dog, right? Tiger trainer. He need to know how to train a fucking tiger, right? So if you're telling me you need a man that can handle you, well, what the fuck is the qualification that he needs to have to handle you? And then for you to make the statement, but then look back at a stranger that you don't know how to kick back and just say, oh, I think you can handle me. I'm sure you can handle me. What the hell was about me that said, well, he can? You see what I'm saying?
The difference between them is that they don't know the difference between an actor versus an actual skilled person. So the actor has the aesthetic and can actually mimic the thing that they want. So that's why she can look at you and be like, oh, you can handle me without knowing you. Because she automatically says, oh, he fits the aesthetic of something that I will actually follow. Compared to the actual skilled person, the skilled person has the skill set. So automatically he knows what to do in the time period. But if he doesn't have the aesthetic, he doesn't automatically get that acquiescence until he actually opens up his mouth.
I think that they use like a different language on purpose to like protect their ego. Right? They make themselves sound big and bad. I need a man that could do this for me, when she's really saying, I need a man that I'm willing to submit to. Right? Right? She's using the wrong language. Like,
okay,
I'm subconsciously to protect herself, but all the dudes know how it look in real life, right? The dude that can handle her never even got a yell because she know better. Right? The dude that got to go back and forth with her is not the dude, right? That's not the dude that can handle her. The dude that she never even trying to go off on, or if she do, is just like, all right, and it's quick. But they don't say, I need a man I can submit to. They say the other one because that makes them, what I'm saying, put themselves in a power position in the conversation.
But see, I don't think that's the verbiage they use though when they saying it, I handle them. They don't say submit. I think they use other verbiage like, I just want to be in my soft girl era. I just wish I could just be a woman. When they say handle, they mean I need a woman that can handle me being domestic violence, handle me popping shit to them, handle me going out and doing what the fuck I want and not making a fuss about it. Don't ask me. That's what they mean when they say handle me. Can fight with me and go to sleep beside me and act like nothing happened because I'm rude, I mouth off. That's what they mean when they say handle. Now.
Yeah, but that's like, because that's what they deal with. That's what they get.
When the dude that they don't do that with, when the dude they wouldn't try that with, never even meet that fucking person. So he ain't never handled nothing. She followed suit. He ain't handle shit because she ain't never bring that out of her bag to that man. And most girls that need somebody that they say gotta handle me don't never come across that dude. Because if they do come across that dude, he say, fuck, get out my way. He say, get out my way, move around. So then that's when they be like, oh, I need a dude to handle me. You can't handle me because the dude that she talking about that can't handle her left her dumb ass. It ain't putting up with it.
Get ghosted. She might get smacked. what I'm saying? He might smash, but he might end up ghosting her, and she gonna like, I don't know what happened. He was a good dude, and all of, you know what I'm saying? Because he was listening to you talk. You know what I'm saying? The way
She
you
get to
talk.
doing all this stuff. He be like, oh no, I ain't dealing with that. Oh, you can't handle me. That's when they start using that word handle.
Hey,
They don't use that word handle to submit. No, they don't use that word handle for that. Don't give them. Nah, we ain't doing that tonight.
Do y'all ever correlated like the chicks that got road rage and imagine how they act like in their relationship when they have like hardship?
Oh yeah, I'm one of those people. If a woman got road rage and like, especially like for whatever reason you driving, I'm in the passenger seat, which is very rare because I'm too paranoid for shit like that. But if it happens and you get the going off because you made a right turn or something, or you had the red light and it turned green, the person in front of you took too long, you like, oh nah. I already know something off. You got bad off of that.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a level of anxiety that they just got all day long, and that they walking around with, that you know, like, okay, you're gonna have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just there in them. You know what I'm saying? They not passive when they just driving, and like, and it ain't nothing on the line when you driving. Nothing.
Strata,
So
you
Frank,
posted up here that
go ahead.
Venus said that she just want to be in her soft girl era, but when I hear that statement, it takes me back to what I just said about the woman saying that she need a man that can handle her. What is the qualifications that a man needs for you to be in your soft girl era, or is a man needed for a woman to be in her soft girl era?
I think
Venus said that.
yeah, she said she would be a soft girl. I think that once women, so there's a tip to the women because we're talking about our complaints. Ladies, like on some real shit, your femininity should not be contingent on a damn thing other than you want to be feminine. That's a way to kick that complaint right in his ass. If you feminine because you want to be feminine, it works. If it comes with a condition, then that means it can be controlled by something outside of yourself. As men, we understand my masculinity is not determinant on anything or anyone. My environment don't change the shit. I am who I am. I take me everywhere. You heard me. So, I want to make sure that even when we have these conversations that we doing these pause moments to like really address what we saying and why we saying it, right? And shout out to Poppy Blanco. He was like, "Yeah, man, he loves how we dissect women like a science project." And I think that, shout out to Poppy. The reason why we do these shows is because, believe it or not, bro, there are women that do want to do better and see better, but they've never had nobody sit them down and tell them about themselves the way we're going down. Like we're walking this shit down, not necessarily to understand them, because this is where this conversation get funny. Most of the men on this panel, we don't have the same complaints or the same dealings, but we understand that we talking to everybody. It's not just us. Because if we came up here and talk how we talk, y'all be like, y'all arrogant assholes, blah, 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 blah. We'd be all types of name in the book for men and women, right? So we can't keep ignoring it. Whether it does or don't happen to us, we gotta address it head on, because those that want change won't know what they gotta do to change, or even know they need change. So that's why these shows are super important, and that's why we walk it down this way, is to
Yeah,
provide
the
clarity
kick,
for people
yeah,
that's looking
for
for
real,
it.
for real. Cause
Hmm.
I ain't never been good at science. Damn, if I'm trying to break them down like a science project.
Shout out to Jones for more. That's a fact. Your
Cause
femininity should
I'll be like,
never be predicated on a man ever. Like
hey,
you
but look
fucked it
though,
up.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the soft girl era and the femininity shit, right?
Uh-huh.
Do they include when they say I want to be in my soft girl? Do they include finances in that financial shit? Because if they do, they gotta forget about it.
That's exactly what it is, bro. Them not having to
I
work.
know they gotta forget about it, bro. Forget about it. Or even we gotta forget about it.
It's
Mm.
not on. It's not on
Because if
our
y'all,
radar, bro.
if women want to be in the soft girl era and them being in a soft girl era includes financial shit, you don't want to be in your soft girl era because financial. That's because the way America said, hey, you can't, you're not gonna be able to. If financial is one of your top reasons of having to be in your soft girl era, and if it is, fellas, we need to forget about it. Forget about it. It's over. Survival of the fittest out here.
I like it. Venus, what's up, love?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. What's good with you?
Hi, everybody.
What's good? What's
What up? What
good?
up?
I was thinking, can I speak on the handle thing real fast?
Sure.
So I think it has a lot of meanings. I do think for the majority, you guys are right. Most of the time, somebody saying handle me, it's in a context of she knows she's a lot to deal with. So I need somebody who can handle all this shit I come with. Um then on the other hand, like there's a positive because sometimes, well, let's just say you're a woman who like you may be more successful than him. Your lifestyle may be a little bit different, and sometimes a man cannot handle that, right? And it's not like can you hear me still?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes a man just can't handle a woman who makes more than him or a woman who's more successful or like because of her job gets a lot more attention and shit. Like so it could be a negative or positive, just depends on who's saying it. But I always looked at it like because I like to say like you need to handle me with care, right? That's how I like to say that to people. I don't think that's a bad thing. That's kind of me saying like you need to be careful how you treat me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that. Yeah, if anything, a woman should put a dude in that position. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. Hey, but Venus, hold on. Is it the career and the money that make men? You know what I'm saying? The women feel like men can't handle, or is it the attitude and the bullshit that come with Miss Independent? I make this much money that she bring in the relationship.
So
Is it that he can't handle the career or her making more money, or is it he can't handle that boss shit that she bring in the bedroom? Everywhere she goes, she want to be a boss, every goddamn girl.
it could be both. It could be one of I don't know because the reality is most women who get to that level, yeah, that naturally some of that is going to come with it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have got there. So like there's certain things about her personality that just have to change in order to get like on that level. That's just usually how same thing with men. Like usually the more successful they are, they might be a little bit more cutthroat, right? A little less patient because there are certain characteristics that just come as people progress in their success that they kind of have to adapt to. So this idea that you're gonna get this super duper successful, especially financial woman who's gonna be a little docile angel, very unlikely. So you just gotta know,
Okay,
like
But then she lose
some of those
respect.
traits are gonna come with that. There's no way
But then
around it.
it's about
that's
I'm
very
saying,
understood. Go ahead, Arnold. Go ahead, Arnold.
but I'm saying in those situations, it comes down to respect. That she still respect that man as a man in those situations. So like she say, oh, he can't handle me. He can't take a back, like he not taking the back seat. He not submitting. You know what I'm saying? Like she expected him to be on her program. And when he don't want to be, oh, he intimidated by a strong woman.
I just don't think I know that's the case sometimes, but I don't think it's always the case. I think there are men who absolutely get intimidated by women who are not what they're used to.
So what does that look like? In the like if that's happening? Like so the man and the woman together, she's making more and the man is intimidated. So how does he like show himself in that relationship?
He may start to like I don't know, just start feeling insecure, comparing himself to her, having this like weird competition in his mind going on between the two of them, and then that causes friction instead of like collaboration. He's like on some looking at what she got going on, and he's feeling inadequate, low key, and then it's a whole different set of issues.
Right, but do you hear the projection even in the way you talking about him? Like he's feeling this way, right? She's seeing him that way in these situations, right? She's like, if I could do it, a man should be able to do it. So like, would she be willing to submit to a man that's making less than her? Right? Is she accepting a leader that's making less money than her?
I ain't
So
gonna
when
lie,
she
I've always said this. I think that's very hard for women to do. I ain't gonna lie. I
I'm
just
saying
think it
that
is. Yeah, I
yeah, I'm
think
saying
that's
that
very hard for women to do.
we understand it, but women to sit up and say something different and they say, oh, he acting different. You treating him a certain way that a man rarely is going to accept. And women are reading that as the man being intimidated, right? Because that make her feel better.
Okay,
Hey,
so
but
are
y'all,
there any? So
I
y'all
talked to
can
him
y'all be
crazy
honest?
and
Are
he
there
left
any
me.
circumstances in which a man is intimidated by a woman?
I don't. I
is
guess
any examples? Say it again.
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
Any
rare. I'm saying it's
circumstances
rare.
where a man is intimidated by a woman? Is there any circumstances where a man is intimidated by a woman?
Only
Yeah,
by
it
height
is.
and by
It is.
money. Height and money. That's the only time a man will be
Nah,
truly intimidated by a woman. Height and
Thank you,
money.
CJ. That's why I'm talking about success, because not like he's
no,
physically scared of you.
No,
No,
no.
it's
But
when
the
he
men
can
that's
look at
right? Because
her.
intimidated,
it don't
but
matter, right?
Venus,
Because in the house,
but
what you
Venus,
gonna do with your money to him, right? You can't leverage your like. What can you really do to him, right? Because the issue is like when they talking about like how we don't see grown women dealing with boys the same and men dealing with young girls the same, right? Because it's the physicality part that's always in the picture, right? So she can say whatever she wants, but at the end of the day, that's still a man in the house. So
I think you're taking the
she
intimidation
can't
word
make him do nothing,
right. I
right?
think you're
But a man with money, right? He has the money now. He could financially dominate her, and he could physically dominate her. So that's a double down. So now, he doing too
So
much.
so do you think let's to Venus' point, let's take the word intimidate out. Do you think there's or Arnold, can you give me an example to where a man would think a woman has leverage over him in a relationship? Let's use leverage.
Like if she was like, oh, you don't have to work, you know, you could just be at the house, right? So now it completely flipped where anything she want to do, he can't say no because now he don't have nothing to fall back on. In like that situation where I feel like that's
when he
how
take
women
the house, when he take the housewife role, that's the only time when he
yeah,
take the
like
housewife role.
because I'm saying like we seen the homie with the ultimate dropping the chick off at the airport. Everybody know that like that caricature. So that's something where like that woman got leverage and she's picking that dude because she wants leverage in that situation. Right? She's
so
choosing
let's
that
say you
masculine
get
role on
so
purpose.
Arnold, let's say you meet a woman, her car better than yours. You go to her where she live, her place is way better than yours. She got jewelry on that you can't afford, right? She got everything about her is way beyond financially where you're able to even exist. Some men literally cannot handle that. They will start to compare themselves to her and they will start to feel insecure. This is a real thing.
Right. I'm saying that you're talking about a feeling of some that's why I asked you, how does that look day to day? Like, so how does that go bad in a relationship?
But that's kind of what she was speaking to. So for example, like let's walk down the premise how it looks like in real life. And again, fellas, I know this is a tough conversation. I see y'all
I,
faces. Go ahead, Bino.
I'm gonna tell you how it looked. It looked like what's that girl that was with the Usher with Usher on the stage joint, and
Oh,
she had the
Kiki
baby
Palmer.
dad at the crib. It looked like Kiki Palmer and her boyfriend.
And
Mm.
he hitting her because he got
Then
to
they
pay for
called him
the
an insecure. She's a performer. He need to just be quiet. Ooh, ooh, wah, wah. That's how it looks. It don't look like the money that you make more money. He cool with her making more money. He cool with her being a celebrity singer. But it's that balance that now you don't know you got as quote unquote, they ain't married, but they living a married life. You feel what I'm
No,
saying?
it could look like abuse. It could look like him trying to break her down because he needs to feel like he's
See, that's what
above
they
her.
gonna do. And that
Um
was the narrative on him. That was the narrative on him.
But he ended up putting his hands on her though. That's so you know what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I
So
ain't know about that. I ain't know about it.
right,
But
he
when it
can't have
first
it.
happened,
Hold on.
let's
For
not
the
go. Let's
original
not go that
story,
deep
the
because
fight,
let's not.
she admitted that she started that fight. Let's make that
Yeah.
clear.
Let's not go. That's why I said let's not go into that story. Let's go on when it first happened, when she was on stage with Usher, and the responses from men and women. That's how it looked for him.
well, I
He
don't want
was
to use
insecure. I'm just saying it's like the biggest thing I could think of. So we ain't got to get deep.
yeah. I'm just saying it's a real thing cuz women because we're hypergamous and society says it's okay. You could be with somebody who's doing way better than you. That's a plus. Like that's an upgrade for you. But for men who have fragile egos, that could be a bad thing because men need to feel my brother told me this. Men need to feel needed. This is my brother told me. And if he's around a woman where he can't find any place in her life where he feels needed, that's a problem. So if you're with
See
a
the
woman who really has no need for you, some men don't do well with that.
So go back to what we saying. Once
And
once women
that's
made
some
some
hard.
money, they felt like they didn't need a man no more. Cause that's the only see, and she just said the perfect thing. That's what men be saying. Once y'all made some bread, now men not needed no more. That
But you
because
know,
it's all these
even
other needs a woman should need besides bread. But based on what Venus said, oh, we feel needed. We don't feel needed because of no bread.
But
They
that's
ain't the
the
only
thing, though.
people. But that's
Sometimes it go deeper
but
than
that's how
just.
women treat us. Once they make some
Saul
bread,
told
they
me,
don't
I don't
need
know
a
if you
nigga
can
to
hear it, but Saul, I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear.
Yeah, go ahead, Saudi.
Oh no, I was just about to say sometimes it go deeper than just money. Like a man can feel inferior to a woman just based off of her, just how she move, and just like Venus said, not needing a man, just being super independent. That could be a reason for a man to feel the way that he feels as well. It doesn't always boil down to the money. It just goes to the complex of that man.
No, man, y'all trying to make it seem like because see, that's what the mass of women doing, making it seem like because they make more, making it seem like because they got a little more. We saying how they treat a man in general because of that. It ain't cause you got that. Niggas don't give a fuck about that. It's what they how they act because they got that.
Yeah, because I'm
Okay.
saying, because look, it's to me, I'm saying it from I don't know the like them him niggas that be saying that they want to do certain shit. I don't know a nigga that'll be like, oh, I'ma just work hard just to be working hard, right? If a chick has some stuff taken care of, he would accept that money in the house and could still be the same man. But what happens is when decisions start coming around, that woman does not treat him the same. It is rare. If it's happening, we got to see it because they say, oh, I don't choose a man based on money, but the money is a part of making that relationship work.
I see now. I can see your point of view, Arnold, because my brother, like his first wife, when he was making money and was able to take her to Aruba and Egypt and buy her 2, 3 diamond rings, that was her man. The moment shit went left, oh, she started walking around like she was the nigga. But that's not all women though. Like I feel like that's just more egotistical women.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I guess to me, the woman who could do both is rare,
No, okay,
right?
I agree with you. I
I
feel that.
agree, Arnold. That's why I told the truth. I said it's going to be
Yeah,
very
I agree.
difficult
I
for
agree.
most women to submit to somebody when she's the breadwinner. I'm just being honest. It's very hard.
That's a
But that
But
fact.
doesn't
that's
make her the
crazy
bread
to me
because
though,
she makes more
Venus.
money doesn't make her a breadwinner one. But
Oh, it doesn't, but
to
she's saying she's speaking to the mentality once they make the money. Back to Bino's
right,
point, it ain't the money or the breadwinner that makes them that way. It's the mentality that comes along with them making more. But go ahead, Frank. I just want to give you some context. But you got the floor, brother.
yeah, what I was trying to say with that particularly Strata, the mindset is cooperation. So she automatically thinks because she makes this certain amount of money itself and she's making moves for the family, the cooperation of the man should come with it. So she's looking for him to cooperate in her ideology. So because that's happening, the man automatically is looking like, oh, I got with this woman to be cooperative, even though she is making this amount of rent. And now they're fighting over who's going to cooperate with who. So that's
Okay.
one level. So that's where the dynamic changes because the whole thing about it, both now are not forgetting about the other side of that coin, which is the loyalty. Are you going to actually stay because I got this? She's looking at it as like, oh, you're going to stay because I got this brand. I'm doing this stuff for you. And he's looking at it like, yo, you being disloyal because now you're trying to leverage your status over us or status over him.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, Venus, let's walk this down in a real hypothetical. You get with Frank. Let's say you make more than 40K. You out earn Frank by 40K a year. What advice would you give to a woman so that a man like Frank doesn't have the complaint that your attitude is crazy? Like, what keys does she need to fix that? Like, how would you help them navigate? If a woman's gonna pick a man to make less, give me some actionable steps she needs to be doing if that's what she decides to do.
Yeah, that's how I know. I'm speaking from experience. I wouldn't discuss money. Like I wouldn't even discuss it. Like unless you absolutely had to, don't even bring it up.
Okay. So you tell the woman don't talk about her money at all?
Don't even mention. Like you start making more money, don't even talk about it.
Mm, okay. What other pieces of advice you got for her? Like how should she move? Like, what's her attitude towards a man? Walk me through her mind. Like, help her. Like, right now, I'm pretty sure because we are on the World Wide Web, we on Beyonce's internet. There's some woman that's in this scenario right now that might not know that her man got a problem with her. So proactively walk her through how she should be with her man when she makes more. So you said don't bring money up. What other advice would you give her?
I think uh I think you have to pick somebody who's like very ambitious and confident to begin with. And I think that would alleviate a lot of the other problems. 'Cause that's really all I can say. Because if you respect the person you're with,
Mm-hmm.
then these other things are less likely to happen. But what I've seen is it gets to a point where the woman feels like she's more ambitious than her man, and that's a very bad place for a woman to be in a relationship. And once you feel that way, and then things keep happening that confirm your bias, you slowly start to lose respect for him.
Okay. Do you want
So
to
I think she should just pick somebody who is
go ahead?
ambitious himself,
Mm-hmm.
or like accept the fact that where you met this man, he may be totally content with staying right here, and you need to be real with yourself. Are you going to be okay with that? And if the answer is no, then don't bother.
I like it. I like it. At least the advice is realistic and practical. Stick to your nature. If you know that's something you can't get with, then again, as women, if you're gonna be out here in the world moving and grooving, you got to make sure that you're finding somebody that, like you said, is at least financially compatible to you, and that's assuming you got good financial habits. Because we're just talking about the dollar earned. We're not talking about the dollar saved or the dollar invested. But deeper conversation for another day.
Hey,
Um,
mic
Good, bro.
check. I sound
You
do I
good?
sound all right?
You good, bro?
Hey, what if the woman, right? Would a woman had to adjust that concept if they like top earner?
That's what we were just talking about. I was just
Oh,
getting
okay, I
Venus to
missed it.
walk
My
us
fault.
down there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
you
mean, all right,
good.
y'all go ahead then. Go ahead and step
Yeah, you
out.
good, bro.
Oh wait, can I give the men some advice?
Sure.
So this is where I think the men could win. Like, if you make yourself like so valuable that a woman's gonna see life really hard without you, you're gonna always win. And I don't have nothing to really do with money. Just like you, the person. Like if you make yourself like such a like valuable asset to her, like that other shit ain't gonna matter as much. The problem be that part is already lacking, and then there's the money too.
Okay. Okay.
But if you're already somebody she highly respects, she depends on, she goes to for advice because typically your advice is great, you're consistent, you're dependable, like that's gonna matter more than whatever money she has.
All right. So is it a majority or minority of women, Venus? Well, I feel your pain and shit. But is it a majority or a minority woman that now y'all done got so deep into this independent whole shit that it's women out here that will self-sabotage because of the thought of having to sacrifice. If you feel like if a man made his presence enough to make her feel like, yo, I might lose this. I feel like some women that got so deep into that they self-sabotage it for that same feeling. Now it done turned to a feeling of weakness for y'all. Then the feeling of I found my guy. I feel like that's how deep shit done got at this point. There is women that will self-sabotage it because that man gave them that feeling. And they judge that, damn, do I want to have this feeling or that feeling of this independence freedom shit 7 p.m. I ain't got a nigga, the nigga got me. It feel more liberated, it's more fun, I'm in more control.
Because
That
yeah,
makes
how
sense.
how do how do I how do I show that man value outside of my money? You start having that type of conversation where okay, he do all of this and he don't even got no money, but I had the money and what am I showing him? So it'll turn into like goofy stuff for no reason just to be like to like I don't know have that power struggle again and be like okay, you know what I'm saying? It's no he don't like this. He an asshole. He do this. He do that. They make it about something else when it's a whole smoking mirror going on.
Oh, okay. Good point. Good point. Hey, Venus, do you think that your tolerance for the man's intangibles, and when you make more than him, you think it's less? Like, do you have less
Yeah,
tolerance for the
probably.
other shit he doing
Yeah,
in his life?
yeah.
That's fair. Frank, what you think?
On tolerance.
Yeah, like, so to walk down the premise with Venus, we're trying to figure out if a woman does happen to choose a man that she makes more than, what's some practical advice you would give her for dealing with that man so that he doesn't have the complaint of her being aggressive or having an attitude or lacking femininity? What should she do to make sure that she don't get those complaints if she does pick a man she makes more than?
Follow the principles that got y'all together to begin with. You
Okay.
guys started off a relationship. Now, when it comes to it, now it's the maintenance of it. You already negotiated what you wanted. Self. Now you was either making more money than him prior, or even if you came to that position of making more money, there was things that you guys automatically agreed upon in your relationship. Continue to fall on those things, and then make sure that you guys talk to each other about it. It's it doesn't matter if she makes more money itself. She automatically knows her role within that relationship, and if she wants to change or adjust that role within the relationship, she should talk to her partner about it. If you don't feel comfortable in how you're moving itself, well, and the whole thing about the situation is that his money is not going to change, then you have to work with what you have. And then on top of it, when it comes to it, there was a time when you were working it. Use those strengths that you built already in the relationship and fall back on those.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, I have
Nice.
one more thing.
What you got, Venus?
It's probably only gonna resonate with believers, but read the Bible about the characteristics it says about love.
Mm.
So if
So
you
if a
keep
woman,
that like in your mind, that has nothing to do with money. It's about like being patient, being kind, uh those different like intrinsic qualities that you're supposed to have if you call yourself loving somebody. Just focus on that.
like it, I like it, I like it. That's fire. And again, that's what we're gonna do. Y'all gonna notice that from today's show and even Thursday's show, we're gonna walk down the complaint and then we're gonna slow each of them up into solutions as we go down. CJ, what's your thoughts so far? You think we've been on cue and on point with this road we walked down? We kind of off base. What you thinking, bro?
Like, I don't know, man. I I've been I guess you just can't be comparing men and women, but god damn, like you don't majority of men don't have this mindset where they feel like they gotta move different and act different when they making more money than the woman. But it's more likely that the woman's gonna do that if she's making more money than the man. And I don't get why that mindset exists. Why does that mindset get triggered by women that if they make more money, that the man, oh, he got to step his game up. He got to do something. But it's just like, ain't no man saying the same thing to women. Like a man could be making six figures and will get a decent girl that treats him right from Walmart. That's a greeter. You know what I'm saying? But there's no fucking way that shit's gonna happen in reverse. Ain't gonna be no six
I
figure
think
woman
that's, yeah,
getting no man that's a greeter
that's
from Walmart.
that's kind of the Bino's point. That's what he was saying earlier, is that it's not the money that's the problem, it's the mentality that comes because of
Yeah, that's
things,
why. That's
right?
why I said
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm agreeing with Bino on that, and
Hmm.
I don't get it. And then with the part that Venus said that don't talk about money if like if it, I guess if it hits a point where the woman starts becoming like the breadwinner, starts making more. But if they together, man, you gotta have that talk. Like, I mean, whether he stay or not, whether you want to rock with or not, it is what it is. But I think it'd be more harm to avoid that talk because you
I think,
imagine y'all making the same, and then she start becoming the breadwinner, and then he find out. I feel like that's gonna low key hit him a little bit. He found out she making it. You making all this damn money,
no, I think
you
I ain't
know
gonna
what
lie,
I'm
bro.
saying?
And
That's
he was
funny.
paying most of the bills the whole time.
Yeah, that's
Like it's
funny. But I think
crazy.
I took it what I took when she said that to be more nuanced. I don't think she meant literally hide your bank account. I think in her mind, don't flex it on them type shit. Meaning, we know, let's say she understands, like, let's go to an example. She make 100, he make 60. He take her out to eat. Don't pull your motherfucking credit card out unless the nigga ask you. Shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when he has something he want to do financially, what she means by don't talk about money, don't make money an issue because you have more of it. Venus, is that more accurate to what you meant, or am I tripping?
Sort of. I was really saying like I wouldn't really mention my income at all. Like I
Okay, well
said,
then never
unless I
mind,
really
Venus. You
had
All
tripping.
right
to.
You
then.
tripping. No, you
Yeah,
tripping.
see, there
That's
you go. I
wild.
was about
That's
to say
wild as
she didn't
shit.
give no extra thing behind it, and Venus is pretty clear about what she said. So, on my mind, I think what I was saying is what she was talking about. Don't have to talk, like,
Don't talk at
just
all?
don't tell
Yeah,
that
that's
nigga
kind
that
of
I just got
wild,
that pay
Venus.
raise and now 20K higher. Like, that's crazy. But
Damn.
But
if
I
we a
guess like
couple, like,
Hey,
we
you know
can
what?
talk and cool, but a couple, hell no.
I don't know, Venus. I don't know about that one,
This is just a
That sounds
sidebar, but
deceptive.
y'all, yeah, this is just a sidebar. But I want to say it real quick, because I heard this in two different phases in my life at two different times, right? Whether that was like TV, some shit, or not as a person, but it was like a dude was saying, the best way is to make the woman think she right. But then I heard some shit where a woman was like, the best thing to do is to make the man think he in control even when he not.
make him think it's his idea. Yeah, I heard that. Make him think it's his idea.
You
Yeah.
heard them shit, man. I heard that shit
Yeah.
at two different phases in my life, bro. That shit, so it just
Yeah.
made me think as y'all was
But
talking and shit.
like so on the as far as like the religious aspect of it, like I call it the yada awakening aspect. Right? He'll tell you that she respect me because I'm a man. Right? That she's submitting to me no matter what my income was, she's submitting to me. But then on the flip side, I should always be trying to get more money. Right? Because that's part of being a man, biblically. So those two things cross over. Like, oh, I'm respect them, right? The Bible says I should respect them, but the Bible said, oh, he should be getting money too. So if he not getting money, he not really going by the Bible. So I don't gotta respect
Mm.
Even the Bible talks about
No, I
women
don't work like that.
being, yeah, the woman being
According to the
hostile.
Bible, you gotta respect your husband regardless.
Yeah, true. But
him.
I
I'm
get
saying,
on
but
the
those same
point. It's
people say he should be
misinterpreted.
he should be providing. That's in the Bible.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Poppy
They don't
Blanco,
say
what's
chase
up,
the
brother?
bag.
What's up, Poppy? What's good, bro? Pause. I'm just calling you Blanco, man. Blanco, you with us?
Yo, can y'all
We
hear
got a
me?
Sounds
mic.
like he.
There we go.
Yeah. How you now? What's up, brother?
Good, good. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm about to drop off my kids real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, for sure. Let's shift and get into one more video I got on this topic of attitude, aggressiveness, and femininity, and then we're gonna shift gears. So this next video is speaking to uh, complaints that might start with men when they were younger. So in this video, we're gonna watch the dynamic between a mother and a son. And I want y'all to think about a couple of things as you're watching the video. First, think about, what you interpret from the video. But secondly, I want us to start thinking about, when do you think men start developing these complaints they have about women? Is it when they first start dating? Is it from when they were children? So let's get into this video. We'll get y'all reactions afterwards.
This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
Let's get Venus first. Do you think that's true? Do you think mothers destroy sons and can break them in ways they can't be repaired?
Yes.
In what ways?
I learned this recently, right? Because I think women grow up, we don't really, well, I speak for myself, we kind of look at boys or men like they're like not as emotional as us. So I think sometimes that could allow you to be a little more like reckless with your mouth because men don't like emotionally react. So to us, it can appear as though these things don't bother them. So you're not really mindful sometimes, I think, of how you're talking to them because they always appear to be like nothing really hurts their feelings. So I think moms can make that same mistake too, just
Mm-hmm.
not understanding how boys are, how men are, and just because they don't outwardly express doesn't mean they're not hurt. But because we can't see it, they just seem like, oh, this doesn't bother them. So you get a little comfortable with your mouth saying a little too much. But I learned now, like, because talking to grown men, and when you listen to like the things they're mad about, be from like so long ago, or be like high school, or my mother did this. So like I know now, like talking to grown men, like they're actually very sensitive, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to be very careful, especially like with boys from the mom. I think because obviously that kind of paints his whole like outlook on women and relationships and how he's gonna deal with them. So the mom has to be like very very careful. So yeah, I
Mm.
agree with her.
Hey, yeah,
That's
you ain't lying, bro. Cause the truth is, half the reason why at times I done snapped out in life on motherfuckers, because I'm just sensitive, bro. Think I handle me with care. Somebody snap, but in
yeah.
all reality, bro, dudes react the most. You know, once you learn get out of that phase, because maybe your father wasn't around, because you had that tight mom. You feel what I'm saying? You realize that a lot of the way dudes react, whether that's violence, anger, emotional immaturity and shit like that, bro, be really because it's like sensitive, and we can't be sensitive. Like niggas really don't be just mean ass people, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So, like
Mm.
to Venus' point, like, but as a man, now I can say, yo, bro, I realized that all the times I was being like that, it's really because the nigga was sensitive. You feel what I'm saying? And didn't know how to express that the right way because you can't. You feel me? And so you end
Facts.
up snapping on people and shit, hurting people and shit. You feel me? Shit
So,
crazy.
Bino, do you think that this is the inception of men's complaints about women, their interaction with their moms? Do you think
Say
that
it again.
starts it? So, do you think when men start having complaints about women, do you think it starts with their mothers?
I don't know. I can't say that because I see. Nah, I don't know. I can't say that.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I can't say
fair.
that.
Arnold, what you thought about the video, bro?
I, I think like that's an extreme case where like the mom is like damaging the son. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a normal situation. Like she might make him like what's the word like a little bit more on the feminine understanding side is how I'll call it. Where like he be tuned in with women and he like kind of he understand chicks to a certain extent where like he could like move around women. Where like if he was with his dad, he'd kind of be a little bit more stoic about how he is around women. But to a certain extent, the dudes who grow up around their mom, you know, like women are cool with those type of dudes because those dudes can like meet that need as far as like talking to them, having those conversations because they're so used to being around women. I don't think it hurts men in like in most situations, but like the toxic ones where your mom is telling you, "Oh, not that girl.
That's
I don't
fair.
like her," doing certain stuff like that. That's when it could be bad because she almost like keeping you in the nest to a certain. Even if you could be gone, you could be in a whole different state, but oh yeah, I don't like that girl. You said this about her. She always trying to be like toxic, try to keep you. You know what I'm saying for herself sometimes.
Got you. Got you. I like that. That was balanced. I like that answer. I like that answer. Frank, what you think about the video, brother?
Uh, I think more so than not, I she hit it on the head about that is probably the first relationship a man has with, well, a boy has with a woman itself. So that familiar relationship is where he starts his trust. And because he starts his trust there, more so than not, if he has, let's say, any type of rocky point where the woman's getting to him and then she's actually breaking him down by saying something that's outlandish or out of pocket, it does stay with him because the whole thing about it is that his trust for that relationship with his mother is the one thing that he's building his other relationships off of. So when he goes out and he has his first girlfriend and stuff, more than likely she's in the image of his mother, or when it comes down to it, she has qualities that his mother has because that's what he knows. Um, I would say more so than not, though, when it comes to it, I believe, like Arnold said, I think it's a outlier relationship because mothers, for the most part, follow whatever the fathers put for them, or put it in a way where they can make it where that boy understands how to actually move in the world. Now, when it comes to it, it sometimes doesn't. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We don't want to say when it comes to it anymore. What happens is that when it gets to the bottom, the boy itself, he does see it from a different lens, and by him seeing it from a different lens, he has to be able to make discernment on how he moves, because he can't move in a way where it seems that is feminine, because the men around him will automatically point it out to him. They'd be like, "Oh, you can't do that. You acting like a XYZ for doing it that way."
Okay.
So in that framework, he has to be able to fall back.
Got you. CJ, what your thoughts on the video, and do you think that a woman's relationship or a man's relationship with his mother can dictate some of the complaints he has later?
All right, so boom. Let me answer the second part. Yes, I feel like depending on the relationship with the mother, that could play a major role in how he views women in general. Just like how if a daughter has a male model, male person in her life, that could play a major effect on how her initial. That's like the first official male in her life. So a lot of things about that person could literally dictate how she feels about all men in the future, or most men, until she comes across different men and give her a different perspective. But this is the first one. Same rules apply for the mothers. So, but my belief, and a belief that I feel like my dad kind of instilled in me and my older brother, because I got a daughter. My older brother got 3 daughters, and his main thing was if you're ultimately not like with the mother of your child, then he feels like if it's a girl, she needs to spend a lot of time with the father so she can go ahead and get that male perspective early. Because once she gets older and starts dating, she needs to already have an understanding of a good male model, not just, let me just be around mommy all the time. And, you don't even know what male model she's going to be around because you ain't together with her. And then she ends up picking like horrible men. So she needs to be with a good male model, her father. And then at some point, when she hits like womanhood, or that first time of the month kicks in, then that's when you need to swap, and she needs to be with the mom more, because that part of her life, you as a man, you can't do nothing about. You can't teach her how to be a young lady at that point. All right, but the same rules need to be reversed for the boys. I feel like the boys need to be with the mom when they're young, so they can at least learn compassion and love and empathy and things like that, learn grace. But then at a certain age, they need to start staying with the father a lot more, so they can kind of gain that tougher mentality, know how to build themselves up, because they about to become men, they about to step into the world as men. Because at the end of the day, the father needs to be able to tell them, like, all right, you know that softer side, but this is the rough shit. This is the reality of things. And I feel like that's something that needs to be done, especially if you're gonna be co-parenting with kids. And if you just got that one kid staying with that one parent, i.e. the boy being with the mom at all times, he's missing a part of a lesson in his life that now he's got to learn that from the streets, or being basically misguided by what the mother assumes or thinks he should be as a boy. And that could definitely go left field for him. And that'll have him confused and upset. And what happens when young dudes get like that? They crash out sometimes, or they get angry, or they don't know how to express their emotion. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you need to learn how to have a balance between the parents.
I like it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the SPS podcast. We're going to get to the next one, man. This one is a lot more rough, rugged, and raw. A little bit more up our alley. Fellas, let's talk about it. And Venus, the complaints I put together: criticism, nagging, and disrespect. Bino, what you think? Do you think these are valid complaints? And if so, why or why not?
Disrespect is valid. Disrespect is valid. I don't think criticism and nagging is. um, nagging. When we say nagging, what are we talking about? Like let's like pinpoint a nagging. Let's use something
I got
like
you, got you. So, damn, I'm trying to think of an example of It's been
See, we
so.
can't. If it takes a while for us to think about it, I mean that shit ain't even valid.
Well, did you also know that we gotta think
Nah,
outside
nah, I'm
ourselves,
just.
bro?
We can name disrespect off the top. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And criticism, I really don't see. I really don't see like it being valid because criticism. Now, judging and criticism might be because I'm thinking constructive criticism. If we got
Yeah.
bad criticism. Yeah, so criticism can be valid if we ain't talking constructive criticism. Yeah, criticism and disrespect.
Now
I
you got me
for
really
sure.
thinking about an example of nagging. I think what's
Like,
nagging, I'm gonna give you the perfect example. Y'all talking
okay,
about some shit, y'all doing a bust down, right? And she tells you something or she asks you something. Let's use it simple. I'm not gonna make it deep. Y'all chilling in the crib. She like, baby, can you go put up or can you put the clothes in the wash machine for me? You like, I bet, I got you. Couple minutes go by. She come back. Did you put the clothes in the dryer or in the wash machine yet? Not yet. I said I got you. 10
see,
more
this is
minutes go
why I
by.
ain't want to really stick on nagging because
Yeah.
most of the time when a woman does that, then see, we really gotta make this show about these women gotta tighten up. You feel what I'm
It's
saying? Because
legitimate. Yeah, it's legitimate.
yeah, it's legitimate if they get the nagging. That's why I ain't want to like 9 times
Oh,
out
so
of
you
10 they
think
doing
okay? So
that.
you think with a woman when you think she's
Nah,
nagging,
yeah,
is
yeah.
this
Nah,
shit?
I don't want to make that. I ain't talking about that.
It
We
ain't
ain't
right,
doing that.
but it's shit that you didn't do.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the past that makes them get on to that. Did you do it? Did you do it? Like you done forgot and left them bitches wet before. You feel what I'm saying? Like you feel what I'm saying? So it's like that's why they focus on that because this ain't what this show about. We ain't talking about
Touche,
legitimate shit.
touche, touche, brother, touche.
Disrespect and bad criticism ain't nothing legit behind that, man.
That's
So
real.
I
That's
that's
real.
why I say I feel like those two are valid complaints.
Okay, that's fair. I like that, Bino. Venus, do you think criticism, nagging, and disrespect are valid complaints by men about women?
I mean, disrespect for sure. Nagging, I agree with Bino. As a woman who's been accused of that, a woman, if she wouldn't repeat herself if she didn't have to, right? So that'd be the part that nobody like considers when they're saying she's nagging. But like, why does she have to? Like,
Oh
you don't
man,
have to tell me to wash the dishes 5 times. Like, that's never gonna happen. But somebody got to tell you to do something 5 times, like a child, right? That's a problem. So the nagging I can't really
gotcha.
get with, but criticism, I think you got to be careful with that because it could turn into somebody feeling like there is such a thing as overly critical, right?
Okay,
So you got
okay,
to be careful with that.
okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I like that. So far we know disrespect stays, nagging and criticism is kind of like, eh. You agree, CJ?
Man, all right. Men complain. Disrespect ain't going nowhere. That shit here to stay for sure. Nagging, yeah, I'm gonna say nagging. I don't think that's a real complaint. If she's nagging, it's probably something that she didn't ask you like 5 6 times, and your ass ain't got the fuck up and did it yet. So yeah, no. Criticism. If it's good criticism, like you trying to help me out with some shit, like or give me some advice on something that could better me, that's cool. But some people they like to they like to be assholes about criticism. So I guess it's the tone or how you giving it. You could just be I could be like, yeah, maybe you could drop 10 pounds if you're really trying to get that new outfit on. Well, nigga, maybe you could, you know what I'm saying? Like the energy might shift like crazy. But if it's like good criticism, I can understand that. But
But yeah, I feel you,
the nagging
CJ.
part, that shit ain't valid. What you say?
No, no, go ahead, finish.
Yeah,
I
but
thought you
that
finished my
that
phone.
nagging part, that ain't no complaint, nigga. Just listen the fuck up the first time and stop being lazy. But yeah, the disrespect, yeah, I feel like if a woman gonna be blatantly disrespectful to you, low key, you might as well dead that shit. You might as well dead that whole relationship because if she gonna blatantly just outright be disrespectful to you, the party already over. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just end all that. If she gonna be just downright disrespectful to you, just end that shit.
Okay.
Y'all don't even know way out together at that point.
I don't know what you got, bro.
I don't know. I guess I don't have the same view on nagging because the stuff I guess like in the opposite when I'm thinking about how like we communicate as men, we wouldn't be like, oh, you need to clean up and you ain't cleaned up yet, right? That come off way different because even the cleaning up part is not a make or break thing. So like the women nagging, like what they're talking about is a make or break thing. And in most situations, it don't even matter what they talking about. Right. So even like just the trash, it's bothering, I'm irritated, I'm annoyed, but it don't really matter for you to be like, okay, coming out of your body to come say something again to make it a fight. Right. You choosing violence through nagging because that's what you want to do in that situation. So like I understand like being conscious, okay, yes, I didn't do something she asked me to do, but her pressing the issue don't make it right. That's not the right thing to do. Right? You don't just like punk somebody, right? They ain't did it. Hey, go ahead, you need to do that. That's not the right thing to do. We understand that a wrong was done. You could have did something faster, but the fact that she nagging, she don't get a pass for that. It's still some bullshit that she tripping on. That's the way I see it. Like,
What's the right thing to do?
do it yourself. Like if it's that important, do it yourself.
I got one better. I got a good answer.
This nigga Arnold, bro. Nigga said do it
Yeah,
yourself.
I don't know if you know, but women don't work that way, so that's never gonna work. Like if
I
you as a
absolutely
man,
understand, but I'm
as
saying
a
in
man,
the reverse, yeah. Like if it was
no,
important to me, like and I'm not gonna be resentful. I'm not gonna have no pin up anger about it. You know what I'm saying? I just did it. I can do it 100 times. You would never even know I cared about it, right? Because I'm not about to keep telling you, about something that I could recognize and.
that's not true, right? Because we hear men complain about people not cooking all the time, right? And you could cook yourself. But you were looking forward to her cooking, right? Because
is he
wait,
inside
hold
of
on.
that relationship, waking up, telling her why you ain't cooking again? Oh, you ain't cooking again? Another day you not cooking? You think that's what men is doing in relationships?
I don't know. I
Or
hear
they
the
coming to
complaints
YouTube and
about.
telling their homies about it?
I hear the complaints about not cooking. So at some point they are vocalizing it, right?
Do you think that men are nagging about their wives cooking to their wives?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But no, but that doesn't matter. What I'm combating is what you just said. You said I will do it myself if it's that important to me. But what I'm pointing out to you is no, y'all don't. No, you don't.
No. See, I guess
You're
don't
not
try
gonna
to.
cook
You can't,
yourself. You're gonna
don't take it.
secretly
Don't
resent
take us.
her and complain to
Don't take
other
us to
people about
Disneyland.
her.
Don't take us to Disneyland. I'm saying in a relationship, when you're talking to your partner, the way you handle it, right? You're putting pressure on your partner to do something that you think is important to you. So if I think it's important to me and I'm telling them to do something, I would just do it.
So okay, address
But
what I'm saying. It's important for them that they get dinner, but she keeps not cooking. Do they start cooking themselves? No, they don't. That's what
is
I'm
he
saying. Is both
nagging?
of them
No.
they
I guess
don't.
I'll accept that part about him not doing it. Right? They might end up buying food. They're doing something else, right, to supplement her not cooking. But is he waking up even weekly pressing her about cooking? I don't
No,
think men are doing that.
no, they're
I
not.
haven't heard women reporting that back.
No, they're not.
Okay,
So
I
I'm
think
saying
that
that it's not the same.
yeah, but the
Yeah, but
answer
I guess what I want to. Sorry, sir. I gotta say this
yeah.
because it always gets flipped on what men do. When are we going to accept men and women don't move the same? So that needs to stop being
That's what
that
I
needs
led
to
with. That's
that
what
that
I led
needs
with.
to
We
stop being an
accepted that we were doing
argument.
something wrong.
No, that needs to stop being an argument because you're not gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna do what we're not meant to do the same thing. We don't move
Right,
the same.
but that don't change the fact that it's still some bullshit.
It's not. If you understand women,
I accept you, right? And we said it like I take fault. I didn't take out the trash, right? I didn't do that. I know I didn't do it. I know I fucked up. But the fact that you nagging, you don't just get the nag. Okay, I'm a woman, so I nag. Is that what you're saying?
no. This is where you don't get to tell the woman what she can say. Your power comes in doing the action, right?
I'm asking
If
you a
you
question.
wait, hold on. If you want to shut her up for real, do the thing, and there's nothing to talk about.
Right. I'm saying you just admitted to her.
No, you submitted to your own words. You said I'm the person who takes out the trash, and now you're not doing it.
Right, but I'm saying when it's a jump how high situation, like that's a form of submission.
I think it's the fact that you view it that way is really the problem. It might be a little bit of like a, if you know this is your role in the house and this is what you're in charge of, then why is it a problem that somebody's addressing you about what you already know you're supposed to do anyway?
So do you think it's different ways to communicate things? So do you think that we're calling, like if she came like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand like you doing this, you know, you just finished watching the game and stuff like that. But when you get a chance, take out the trash. You think that's the
Yeah,
same as, damn, you still ain't take out the trash? You think that's the same conversation?
it's not, but let's be honest. That last part you did, that would have came after she done said it like 3 times. Be honest. Like that's not how she's coming the first time.
To be honest,
Damn, you need to take out the trash. Like
she
that's not
should let it take
happening.
3 times for a woman to get to damn you didn't take out the trash yet.
Say again?
I'm not sure that it takes 3 times for that woman who you should have taken out the trash before she asked in the first place. She told you about it already, and then you still didn't do it, and you doing something else. I don't think that in them 2 times she might on that second time be tripping.
But you know what you're saying, Arnold, for real? What I'm hearing is I want to be able to not do the things that I'm supposed to do, and I don't want to hear about it either. That's what you're saying.
That's not what I said.
That's what it's kind of sounding
That's what
like.
she's
I
saying.
said
I think.
nagging. I gave you
I
an
think
example of the difference between asking me to do something more than once and nagging.
I think the compromise here is two things. Like you said, to Arnold's first point, even in his first concession, it was you know what's expected of you, right? So you start there. I think the second thing for the women, here's a solution for that complaint. If you hear that your man tells you nagging, what you got to do is say it one time, and then you got to trust that who you talking to understood it, and they're gonna do it. Now, here's what comes with an ask that most people miss. If you're asking someone to do something, you're relinquishing and releasing the power to decide when it gets done. For example, if you take your car to get your car fixed because it's fucked up, you have no control over how long it takes to fix that fucking car. You're not gonna walk home. You're not gonna go in the bag and be like, yo, give me the motherfucking tools. No, you gotta trust that the mechanic that got your car is gonna fix it in a timely manner that works for him. But there's a trust that goes there. So I think the answer, Venus' initial question to you, Arnold, like what's the better way to handle it, is ask the first time and trust that the person you with will get it done, but you got to release it. Release it from your mind, release it from your heart. If it bothers you that much, again, even to Arnold's point, you do it yourself because a lot of times, even if he might see you putting in the effort to try to do it, he'll be like, oh shit, and he'll jump right to it. That's what happens in real life, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to try to romanticize or over dramatize what really happened, but I think that to address if a woman is dealing with a man and she hears that complaint that he nags a lot, ask the first time, trust the person you with to do it, but release it. Don't hold on to it. Don't make it a big deal. Trust that the person you fucking, the person you land with, the person you love, trust they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. Because if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be with the person to begin with. But that's a quick way for women to nip nagging in the bud. Is that fair?
Yeah. Hey, let's first see when y'all walk down nagging. I say since y'all walked it down like that, I say nagging is a valid complaint. But then I think right, this shit can just go on and on, right? Because when you
Yeah.
do the fucking trust thing, you'll get women that are nag too. Like say, I don't know, I'm not even gonna think of nothing particular, but say they ask you something and you be like, hey, a nigga tell them like I'll let you know, or oh I got it, but he'll never put the time frame on when he got it. You feel what I'm saying? Or he'll never, you know what I'm saying? So then she tell the nigga she can ask you again because like she trusted that you got it. But now that y'all ain't communicated the time frame, like in your mind, you gonna do that shit tomorrow. In her mind, your got it is the next hour.
Right. I like that.
And
That's a
So
women
the
know
whole
that men do that on purpose. Women know that. That's why she will
mm.
try to tie you down to a when.
So it's like that shit could just go on and on, man. I just gotta find that balance. Like I'm about to be with y'all, then I thought about it like, nah, niggas be on some bullshit even when it comes to that, even when they trust you gonna do it, and then you stall them out, then you like, man, I don't do that shit. I feel like, goddamn, you feel we do be stalling them out. I'm just keeping it real. I be doing nigga shit. I did nigga shit over my life. We stall their ass out. We stall them out. I
And
told you I
that's
got it,
very
man. Damn, stop
important.
asking me, man. I gotta do it, man.
And that's
And
where the
then
quote
you gotta
unquote nagging comes from, right? But
Yeah,
I appreciate your honesty, but look what you just said. Like women like stability. Y'all so intentionally leaving a woman in uncertainty and then expecting her to not say anything is crazy.
that's a
Nah, it
fact.
just be no, it is crazy for real. You know
It's
what I'm saying? It just be,
crazy.
but I'ma
This shit
do
is
it though.
crazy.
You feel me? But it's like I'ma do it, but
She gonna
it's
hurt
like
about it.
they time frame on things they want to get done is not like I'm saying that shit don't even be about nothing for real. Feel what I'm saying? And like it ain't nothing like that's gonna change our life by tomorrow, but y'all want it done by the day. So that be the indifference between man and women too. You making this shit way more important than it really is in reality. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take my time. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't stalling you out just to be an asshole. It's like we are. You know what I'm saying? It's just the differences with men and women, man.
So
Yeah,
You
sex
yeah.
know.
I mean,
ain't
this
sex
point.
is not gonna change your life today, but you want it right now, right?
Damn.
But in reality, dudes don't get sets on command every time though. So
No, but the point is you use that as a reference to not want something right now because it ain't gonna change my life tomorrow. But you want sex and it ain't gonna change your life
that's too
tomorrow.
extreme.
Bullshit.
Okay,
That's
They
so
gonna
too
so
catch a
extreme.
dude.
so look, listen. So, but when it so, I guess what I've been experiencing, like it's a level of like anxiety that women have tied to like random shit. Like, oh, I don't like the laundry basket getting too full. You put this here, you put this there. And so they need to change it to like calm that anxiety. And you not acquiescing to how they feel. They're not telling you, oh, I'm anxious about this. They're not articulating that, but that's what's really going on. So when they got to come back to you, oh, I don't like the trash being right here. I like it's gonna start smelling. They just say, oh, take the trash out. You should have took the trash out already. They not really telling you why, but it's attached to a certain level of anxiety that they have with everyday stuff that's going on that you don't have a lick of that anxiety when it comes to that stuff. Right? You could walk over that your jeans all day because it don't bother you. Right, but it's bothering her. So I guess that's the give and take about it. So because you can say it's just a piece of clothes on the floor. It don't change nothing in the universe. Right. But to her, it's a big deal. And that's something that dudes deal with.
I like that, Arnold. CJ, what you got, bro?
Man, I ain't got too much to
Why you
say
do
to
that
this.
go clearing, bro? Y'all gonna let him get away with that? Feel like I'm about to say something. Man.
Like I ain't got too much to say to what y'all said. I think y'all pretty much pinballed it enough. Y'all got it.
Understood. Understood.
I feel like if I say too much, I might tweet. I'm trying to be good right now.
You might tweet.
I respect it. I respect it, man. Let's get to the video, and this is gonna break down nagging a little bit more, which is why I walked down the path and probably over pursued it. Let's get to this video and see what y'all think.
Can't handle me. Well, many times he can't handle us because he doesn't know what it is he's trying to handle. He doesn't understand what motivates us. We have become very adept, many of us, as being able to do something right in front of his eyes and then convince him that that's not what he really saw at all and that it didn't happen. And so we've kept him kind of confused. We harass our men too much. We nag our men too much, and we keep his mind and his head so bundled up and bogged down with all of our personal idiosyncrasies about our day-to-day personal relationship with him that a lot of times we don't free his mind up to go out and to plan sanely for our future and for the future of our children. Many of them come to us every day and they almost have to do a wind test. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who they're going to meet because we have a lot of reactions. We tend to think as black women that a successful relationship and one where we're happy is one where everything goes our way. And the first time it goes another kind of a way, then we go into hell, turmoil in our brain, and we start deciding, oh, I've got terrible problems with this man. He won't do what I want him to do. When our men have a side.
All right. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's
You
go.
ain't about to
See.
keep me on my motherfucking
Let's
toes with
go.
all these
CJ.
mind games and all this other bullshit. Fuck all. You know what? Y'all got
What's going on, CJ? Talk to me, bro.
it. Yeah, like why we gotta play mind games and all this extra bullshit? Oh, he won't do what I want him to do. I gotta try a different tactic. Like, man, you can carry your fucking Blair Witch ass on. Like I ain't got time for all these mind game shits. Like that's too much energy, bro. Like damn, just be you, be real, and we'll figure it out later. Like god damn, like why we gotta do all this extra shit,
Okay.
bro? Mm-mm.
Venus, what you think about the video?
I don't know. Some of it I understand. Some of it I don't. To be honest.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she was talking about in the beginning.
Okay.
I guess like what I'm hearing is like it's like shit tests is what like what the way we like say it like in layman's terms, like she putting you through something to see what you gonna do. If you are you gonna stand tall? Are you really a tough nigga? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out, right? Because I'm gonna push you to the limit of what I think you could go through. And if you make it okay, this nigga cool. Like she's like all the little stuff like that women do. Cause she can't manipulate you physically. She can only manipulate you to figure out to get what she want, right? Psychologically. Cause she can't, scare you into going doing something, right? She nagging you and like undertoning the shit out of you to the point where you're like, okay, damn, I'm gonna just go take out this damn trash. I guess I'm about to go do this, right? And it's a point where that's how she get what she want. And I guess earlier I said to me that's submission. Like the woman is getting you to do what she wants, right? And you acquiescing, right, is a form of submission, and that's what she wants out of what she's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? She want the
Oh,
worker bee, right? You know what I'm saying? She the queen bee, and she wants you to be the worker bee. Go do the hard shit.
got you. Got you. Got you. Okay, okay, okay. I like that. I think she was going along with the premise of what you were saying earlier, that the things that bother them can cause anxiety. And that's why they're gonna keep on your ass to get it done. Because the moment you don't do it to the point of the video, it's like, now it is complete chaos because the thing I want you to do, you're not doing
And
type shit.
I can't make you do it.
Yep. So, Bino, what you think about the video, bro?
Pretty much, it's. I mean, I'm just gonna concede what Arnold said for real.
Mhm. Okay. Do you think that there's a line between criticism and nagging?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the criticism. That's what I was going to say earlier. The criticism part. I feel like the criticism part. Women should be only allowed to criticize with you when they've been putting in the same work as you. Like you ain't been shooting in the gym with me, type shit. If you ain't been shooting in the gym with me, um, you shouldn't be allowed to criticize. Like you can't come in third quarter telling me, you know what I'm saying, because you don't know what I did 2 quarters prior to this third quarter for you to be criticizing or what I should do going into the fourth quarter. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So the criticizing shit is I think some I think if a man find himself getting criticized by a woman, she's kind of like acquiescing that she thinks she can be better than him or do better than him or make him better in the shit he do. Now, and that's fine if you the better part is coming from like you starting from day one. You know what I'm saying? You growing with him from whatever process, whatever he into that you criticizing. You feel what I'm saying? But if not, man, I feel like you gotta kind of watch that criticizing shit too. Cause she probably criticized you on some shit another nigga she seen did or she been with. You feel what I'm saying? Or her pops or some shit like that. But she don't, if she ain't been there from day one, I think criticizing shit is out of pocket.
Mm, got you. Venus, do you think that there's a fine line between criticism and nagging?
Of course, because I don't even really agree with what was being considered nagging. I don't. I agree with what most of you said in the beginning, which was if there wasn't a need, nobody would be repeating themselves. Like 9 times out of 10, you already know this is something you said you were gonna do. So why aren't you doing it? Right. So I don't really consider that nagging. I think the fact that somebody has to keep chasing you down to do some shit you know you're supposed to do is actually the problem. Not her saying it, but the fact that she even in a position to have to say it. Um, Criticism is something different. I think again, we just have to be very careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to say something about the video I just thought about real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There was a part when she said we're filling the man's head with our I forget what the word was, but basically our bullshit from all day, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
made me think women we do tend to talk to a man like he's like our homegirl, right? Sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not really ever taught that they don't really care about that shit. And they're not I don't know if they're mentally set up to even process all that shit for real. I don't know.
Right. Right.
So women don't tend to know that. So I think she might have been right on that. Like maybe that's not something you need to do all the time.
Ah, that makes sense. We'll address a few things and then we get to CJ with the same question. Shout out to DB. She said black men love her. They're talking about Shiraz Azad Ali, which was the lady of the clip. And they also said that so I'm not even surprised they play clips of her. I think the
Hey, but
beauty of the way we do things at SPS, first off, welcome. We appreciate you being here. I think that you'll find that we find knowledge in any and everything. I don't totally 100% agree with any one person. Let's start there, right? Secondly, I think that what makes these conversations hard to have, especially when we're separating it, is that if there's a retort or if you have a response for any type of positive feedback, you'll never get anything positive out, right? So if we're doing a show on men's complaints on women and there's a response or there's a reason or retort, I guess my question to DB and the women in the chat would be, if you think that what we're walking down doesn't quite capture the complaints that men have, my question to women would be, well, what do y'all think y'all need to work on? If you don't want to hear it from us, if you don't want to hear it from the sources, the question would be, what do you all think that other women should do better at? So I'll be interested to see what y'all got. Uh, just the question that I wanted to post to all my chat people. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to the show. We're trying to get to the bottom of these complaints, find out if they're legitimate or not. I think disrespect has stayed. Nagging seems to be on the fence, right?
so what? So
Criticism.
what was the question, Strata? My fault. I ain't trying to cut you out. What was the question?
Which question? The one I posted to the chat or the one that I'm asking you all?
The one you posted.
The one to the chat?
Oh no, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. My fault.
Okay, yeah. No, you good. So CJ, do you think there's a line between nagging and criticism?
I think the only time I feel like there's a line between, I guess, is when the quantity of it being done. If you like criticizing every little thing a person is, and that's basically nagging in of its way, and it's on the way. So if you like trying to criticize them on one thing, but you also trying to like more so give advice on how to improve something or better something, that's one thing. But if every little thing they do, you gotta criticize it, you got something to say about it, it's annoying, it's pretty much nagging. Because nagging could be you nagging about something that you want to get done, but it could also just mean you just keep nonstop, just you know what I'm saying? So you could do that with criticism. You could be criticizing every little thing somebody did, but if y'all together, there's these criticisms that you're doing in a nagging way, I bet you they want an issue before, so why they issue now?
So
So
you think that the nagging and criticism is from something deeper?
it's gotta be, I would say, like earlier when I felt like, nagging should be something that people shouldn't be complaining about, and then Arnold brought up, like, well, if they bring this up, then they give it a couple minutes and bring it up again. Then they bring it up again. Then it's just like, all right, cool, I get where he was coming from with that. That they just want you to do it on their time, maybe, and they just keep bringing it up. But when it comes to criticism, they criticizing you on your looks, the way you smell, the way you dress, and they do it every day. And don't let you change it up and try to like make adjustments based on what the criticism was. But then they still criticize you when you make the changes. Then they criticize you
Oh,
again when you make the changes. To the point you done made so many changes or so many adjustments off of these multiple criticisms. You like, damn, you ain't even yourself at this point. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, what are we really criticizing about? You know what I'm saying? So it is a nagging thing, but it can get deeper. It can be a deeper thing. Like, I don't think you criticize me because you're trying to improve me or better me. I just think at this point, maybe you're not happy or satisfied with what you see or something. So you got some form of resentment. Like, it can definitely get deeper.
like
Bro,
that.
I just really don't. I mean, I'm enjoying the conversation, but I really don't like men and complaints in the same sentence.
I
You feel what I'm
know. I know.
saying?
It hit
I
my
don't really like
ear
this shit for
weird.
real, bro.
I
Because
know,
it's like
bro.
out of all this shit we talking about, how the fuck did you end up in that situation, sir?
I know, bro.
How you
That's
end up
the
in that
thing.
situation? How you end up in the situation? I'm asking.
I mean,
bro.
there's some dudes that ultimately, let's be real, there's some dudes
Cause you let
that'll
that shit
tolerate the
happen,
bullshit.
dog.
They
You tolerate
do.
that shit, man. God damn, bro.
You
But
know,
anyway,
there's
all right.
dudes that do that, Bino. You know, there's
Yeah,
dudes
yeah,
that'll
I
get
know.
disrespected and tolerate
happy
it and
wife,
deal with
happy
the
life. Like
bullshit.
that's the
They'll go
concept.
through the roller coaster ride. You know, there's niggas that do that.
Go
You
through
probably
it. Go
name a
go
nigga that
through
you
it.
cool that did it.
Go through it. Get your rocks off for as long as you can. Right before that shit about to get too serious, cut her ass off. Goddamn, that's what you got to do. If you doing it for that because you don't got a lot of options, then ride that. If you wanted a man to scream, I don't got a lot of options. I don't care if women they go like when I'm saying this. If you come across one of them women, ride that train or that because that's you ain't got many options. And right before you get too deep, my nigga, cut it on off, bro. Because I don't even like men and complaints in the same sentence, bro.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like you said, bro, some of these, it was tough to walk down this path because, like you said, for every complaint, I could find a valid solution. But if I'm being honest, though, I think that I did the same thing with the women complaints about the men, right? So I just think that complaints is the way people are used to it being framed. And I want to be fair to people outside of ourselves, right?
Yeah, I know
But
that.
like you
That's what I'm
said, it
having.
is
Leave they
definitely
ass
tough.
stranded though.
Yeah.
Leave they ass stranded, fellas. Leave they
He
ass
said, fuck
stranded.
him. Come on. Oh, that is funny. That's funny. Hey, Venice, I got a question for you. How should respect be shown to black men when you're in a relationship? How do black women show respect to their men? Venice, you still with us? Think she might be in the middle of something. Arnold, what does respect look like
Like,
to a man? How does a woman show it?
but like, I guess to me, like the way I've experienced it is like to be able to put yourself through that minor inconvenience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without flipping out. So sometimes like I've had like chicks where like they no minor inconvenience is like about to slide, right? Like she can't sit in the car for 30 seconds, turn the music on. You know what I'm saying? She do this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Do the lights get brighter than this? Like it's she got like a short attention span for like just discomfort. So and she reflect that in the way she talked to you. Like one of my, I guess like my least favorite thing is when they got something to say disrespectful and they tell you that they got it and they don't say it. I'll be ready to flip out over that shit more than anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can say this and fuck you up. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, damn, like niggas like Ike, my nigga had to go through shit like this, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave though. You know, like in my head, you still thinking it, right? That's what you think about me right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Yeah.
say it, but you're not saying it because you know you can't get away with saying it. But to me, I'm like, shit, the thought there, like it's like when they bleep out the curse word, like Beanie Siegel said, the curse is still there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So the respectful part is like, okay, being okay with that minor inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this happened, I'm gonna chill in this situation. Because like when they get disrespectful because they don't want to go through that minor inconvenience. They want to, you know what I'm saying, get shit their way right away.
Mm. Shout out to Inyala. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. She said, I don't think there's a set standard for respect for a man in a relationship. Because a lot of these men don't actually respect themselves and therefore are disrespectful to the women they deal with. Y'all think she's right?
No comment. I'm not addressing that.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll take a stab at it. Pause.
Yeah, because I
So I
Yeah.
don't think there's a set standard for respect for a man in a relationship because a lot of these. Go ahead, take a stab at it, Strider.
I think so it is true what you put out you get, right? So I can concede that to her. I think that what's missing when we're talking about this conversation is that a level of respect must be given level set before you can even have an adult conversation. But I think what men are saying when they're complaining is that that base level of respect ain't even there. So before we even get to how the man respects themselves, the woman already has a disrespectful nature with him because she don't fuck with him. And I think that that can make it tough. But to your point, if we're gonna go with the premise that women are reactionary to men, I can see how if in the woman's perspective, if she thinks that man doesn't respect himself, I can see how it could be hard for her to respect him. So it is a two-way street. But I think that where the complaint comes in is that men are saying there's a baseline of respect we carry for people, men, women, children, blah, blah, blah. We're saying that women, their level of respect is so slightly low that before we can even have an honest conversation, you don't even respect me enough to be talking about me. Even if you get with me, have sex with me, there's a level of baseline of respect that wasn't there prior to you knowing how I feel about myself. I think that would be more accurate to the complaint if I had to think about it. Am I off?
I'm gonna take a stab at it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you got women who come into the consensus of this is the reason why, based on the young lady comment, right? I would
Mm-hmm.
say this, right? Well, that would be because if men don't respect themselves, or women don't have a set standard how to respect men in a relationship, that's because in my mind, it's a couple things. You didn't grow up with a father and a mother in the same household where the mother respected the father,
Mm-hmm.
right? So either you didn't have a two-parent household, or you had a two-parent household where the father just stayed and allowed himself to be disrespected because, quote unquote, idea of having that family in the same household, right? Because if you don't have a set standard of how women should respect men, it's not starting off from the man that you meet when you're 25, or the man that you meet when you say starting off from when you were a child. So either that man sat around that woman for you to be there to raise you and tolerate disrespect. You feel what I'm saying? Or he wasn't around at all for you to be able to see how a man should be respected by, because your mother wasn't able to show you that because she didn't have a man around. If I had to go with the consensus of that's the reason why it's not a standard to look at of how you should respect the man. That shit starts off from household, whether he there or he not. Because you got some men who will stay in relationships, right? You got some men who say stay because of the family. But then at the same time, you grow up seeing that mother disrespect that father the whole time, you still ain't got a set standard. If he not there, because you feel what I'm saying, you still don't got a set standard. So it's almost like that perfect emotional balance of a household in order for you to see a standard for men and even how to treat a woman. Too. It's vice versa.
Yeah.
I think
I guess so I think go back to like what Bino was saying earlier, like it goes both ways of how you even get here, where you like, oh, you in a relationship with a man that you don't respect. So like what I'm seeing, like sometimes like the women, I guess majority of the time in this situation, they see the man should be doing something, right? Even like career wise that he not doing, or he not, doing certain stuff where like, oh, I think we should be going on these type of trips, get this on the car. So she's seeing him like, oh, I'm disrespecting him because he's not doing all the stuff that I think he should be doing. To himself, he might be respecting himself, working hard, and he might not want to be a soup at his job because he don't want that added stress. He knows what's going on in his job. You just know how much money it's going to be if he did it, but he know better. So he's choosing to do this, but you like, oh, he don't want to do that. So you respect him less for not doing the thing that you see fit in that situation. I don't think it has nothing to do with, oh, he don't respect himself. He knows himself, but you want him to do something, and since he's not doing what you want to do, you don't respect him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying their respect is reactionary, has nothing to do with him at all.
I don't think so. I think it's based on what, like the model she has in her head as far as what she wants. She trying to mold him into what she wants. If he not doing it, she respect him less because she not getting what she want out of it.
But see, honestly, you're right though, because see, that's why I get into the reason why I hate. That's why I get adamant about men tolerating shit, because I think you lose respect the more you tolerate shit. That's why I'm so adamant against some niggas tolerating shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Acquiescing is gonna be a new bad word. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I think that how you acquiesce and how much, definitely to Bino's point and to your point, Arnold, that shit can either have you in a good space or how you fucked up. And I think even CJ pointed to that earlier, like you'll fuck around and keep conceding, you don't know who the hell you are anymore. Shout out to Inyala. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Love it. She said, most women behave based off past experiences. Some of them, the way they show up in a relationship is a reflection of the relationships they have had with the men in their life outside of their man. And then her other point was, so do
That's a
men.
fact.
So I think that's fair. I think that we are all a combination and a culmination of all the experiences prior to the person you meet. I think that the key to it all is to know how to reset yourself when you stepping back out in the world. You got to reset yourself, right? Whether you got a fucked up mama, a daddy that beat on a mama, whether you had just a fucked up upbringing, you got to make sure you resetting yourself and that you are giving grace to the people that you claim you like, right? Because nobody's forcing anybody to be with these people that you have these shitty relationships with. That was a choice. You chose that person, right? So if you're gonna choose the very people you're in a relationship with, give them enough grace to clear your emotional plate. Don't put shit on them they didn't do, right? And also, I think that the key to stop and respect before it starts is that once as a woman, let's say that the disrespect, we're talking about the complaint of the disrespect with women. Once you feel like you start losing respect for a nigga, A, I think you should have a discussion about it to see where you at with it. But B, once you realize that respect is going, just leave that nigga the fuck alone. That stops everything.
Leave me the fuck
But
If
alone.
you
are they
don't
gonna do
respect
that though?
me, just leave.
No, they
Are they
try
gonna do
to.
that? Cause they might have lost respect, but they ain't lost security though.
Oh,
Yeah, it could get way worse. Yeah, they know it. They know, like we know. Okay, nigga, this shit kind of good. I need to chill. They like it's good, but we could be doing X, Y, Z.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like I don't like the dudes. I get Venus say like that. Women are different, but like goddamn, they like they pushing that mule as far as he could go, and
Mm,
that's the model they going by. Like okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then when you say you don't want to no more, right? I'm you're not ambitious. Like I'm losing respect for you because you're not trying to, you know what I'm saying, conquer the world no more.
okay, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's get into our last trio of issues that we found. This one's gonna be the one: lack of accountability, support, and entitlement. Yeah, it's a big three, right? Pause. So,
All right. We're gonna see how this works.
we 2.5 hours in. Y'all ready to be honest? Y'all ready to be? We about to have a conversation now. Y'all good?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
You know,
start switching.
I get I'm in a love hate, more hate relationship with the women viewers anyway. So
Nah,
it is
man,
what
we
it
love
is.
them. We
Let's get this
appreciate them,
over
bro.
with.
Yeah, like you said, man, they love us. We appreciate y'all support. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. We love the comments and the opinions, good and bad, man. Keep them coming. We definitely interactive. We're gonna always keep the feedback in mind. But let's get to it. Lack of accountability, support, and entitlement. CJ, are these all valid?
Lack of accountability is about that's probably the most valid fucking thing on this whole list. They'd rather die than take accountability. They really got a shirt for that for women. I've seen that shit in the store. I'll
Hmm.
die before I admit that he's right. I seen that shit in the store. That was crazy. Support. I think that's an issue because there are women that get raised to feel like the man is supposed to do all the work and supposed to do all the providing. So it's like they feel like they're not supposed to necessarily support you. Like you supposed to just you a man. You supposed to just do it all. So I think that's a valid complaint. Entitlement, yeah, bro. Like I don't know. It's a lot of delusional mindsets some of these women got that they feel that they're entitled to some egregious things. But we'll dive deeper into that at some point. But yeah, I think they all valid.
Got you. Bino, are they valid? Not valid? What you think? Lack of accountability, support, and entitlement. Are they valid complaints?
Yeah, they valid.
All of them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, so let me point mine. Let me do my way. Lack of accountability probably sticks out the most. Entitlement. I think you got like a group of ones that's like that, like a group of ones that's entitlement, and that entitlement usually gonna be come from being on a higher scale of beauty. So I think the entitled ones be off like that pretty privileged shit. So it's only like a group of them that really feel entitled, and those are pretty privileged shorties. And they feel entitled because they are whatever, pretty or whatever, or bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Attractive, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Support. Support. I guess I don't like that shit. So that support shit could go a lot, a little bit of everywhere for me.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave that on the back burner. But lack of accountability and entitlement for sure.
Mm.
Like lack of accountability shows that women think they so mature. Um, you know, but that lack of accountability for me always going to deduct points from their maturity. Like you're not a full mature woman if you don't know how to be accountable. And it is way more than less women that knows how to take accountability like a woman. So is they really mature, they think they are. I don't think so. I think they be giving themselves more credit than they really should get. Because there's a lot of women who, you know what I'm saying, that's a real mature adult thing to do is just be accountable for shit. And I don't give a fuck about women. Men are different from women, pride, ego, I don't know what it is, but it's like y'all can't deem yourselves mature, y'all really think y'all is if you can't do a simple ass thing, like be accountable for shit.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Arnold, the big three, are they valid? Are they valid?
I think I say the accountability for sure. We don't even got to talk about that. That's a consensus. I don't even think the women will give too much pushback about the accountability part. But the support, I want to say is there. Like I guess my favorite type of woman who like she grew up around strong men. So if she wants something, right, she know how to get it from a strong man, and it's not by challenging them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she could like do stuff. Oh, I make this easier so he could get to this. You know what I'm saying? She could be supportive and like do certain things in your orbit, right, where she can get the things that she desires, rather than
Uh-huh.
like trying to push you from behind. So I like that's the type of I think they're doing that support part, and I think that's a big big like thing that you could like look for and find when she know how to just support you and get what she want without having to like you know what I'm saying to nag, right? Okay, you want me to do this? You know what I'm saying? Help me do it then. That and the ones who know how to do it, like you see it, like I call it like a nudge. Like I almost have to like try to teach it, like one of them, like I guess one of them unruly chicks, like, hey, you're not about to get shit from me by like trying to tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? You could nudge me, like, hey, wouldn't this be fun? Hey, what do you think about this? You got to talk to me different. Because if you just trying to say, oh, do this, you never gonna get nothing from me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that's gonna go. So like the support part is big, and I want to say like more women than not are supportive to the dudes because
Yeah.
especially
I was
the
about
ones
to
who
say
get
that was the only one that I think I was like, eh. But
yeah.
again,
I
you
mean,
had to
because like
go.
especially like shit, taking care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that
Mhm.
they for sure doing that. That's a big part of support that like dudes need. That go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even like just like the pickup drop off, you not having to worry about that. You being able to put in that extra 4 at work. You know what I'm saying? You being able to sign up for that 12 on the weekend. That stuff like that's part of support because you can't get to that bag or get to that that goal that you got if she
Mm-hmm.
not filling in on that spot. So I think the support is there for the most part, but it's
Yeah.
just that like all right, she give you the support, but like it's the hope all them other threes that we was talking about today is the ones that follow. But I think the black woman is supportive for the most part.
That's
But
a
the
fact. I
like
love this comment. Like she kind of cooked it all up and made it make sense in a real way. They lack accountability for things that go unintentionally wrong. They feel entitled to their time and attention, and they support what they want to support, not what they should. That is a fucking bar. I think that's probably the most concise way that I've seen it. Like, and y'all, if you definitely want to click the link You definitely should. Like I said, you've been spitting tonight. Like I said,
Pour that
DMD
last
is a good
comment back
thing.
up. Pour
Yeah,
that last
sure.
comment back up. And when you understand the
Understand the
mindset,
mindset and the tension behind it's a dub.
oh yeah, for sure. I had to read that last
Absolutely.
part.
Absolutely. Venus, you still with us? She might be busy. Was waiting for her to hit me in the back chat. I think that those three, bro, like I think that support it's a little tougher to find in mass, but to CJ's point, when it's not there, it will easily get a man to get on your ass when he feel like he doing something for y'all and he dolo. Yeah, that's a good way for a man to have resentment. So I can see that a man would have,
Ooh,
you feel what I'm
resentment?
saying?
I
Yeah,
don't think resentment. I think a dude will sit there and deal with lack of accountability, and
entitlement before support, right?
we gone without that support. And he ain't gonna
Yeah,
resent nothing. He
he's
ain't
just gonna
resenting
leave.
shit. He out of
Understood.
there.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why I think it made the list. So I think that because again, we got a lot of ladies in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all comments, man. Like it keeps the show balanced. But I want to let y'all know that this list was comprised by men that had complaints. And I think that when we're having these conversations, what makes them so fucking tough to have online is that if I ask Bino, CJ, and Arnold, yo, bro, you deal with this shit in your real life? You be having these type of complaints? They'll shrug at you, be like, shit, sometimes, but we know how to move around that. But I think that it's always important to know that you're talking to somebody that might need to hear this shit in some way, shape, or form. So, to keep it balanced, we always try to delve into mentalities not like our own. And to Bino's point, it was even weird to put the word complaint behind men because men don't fucking complain about these types of things. We just move around and find a way to navigate, but it'd be disingenuous because then you'd be called a fucking panderer. But how we all move, we know how to move around what's in the world. But I do think that it's important if you're a woman and you looking for family, marriage, whatever. I think it's important that you do consider the way men view you, right? So whether you think these complaints are valid or not, this list was comprised of what men think that women can do better at, what men complain about women. So on Thursday, we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to look at the list of things that women complain about men. And these same brothers on the panel, we're going to have to address and answer those. Are they valid?
And
Are
I
they not
need
valid?
all the
You
women
feel
in
me?
these comments for the night to be there
You,
Thursday.
you you already know
Yeah,
how it's
I
gonna
need
go,
all
man.
y'all to
Listen,
show
man.
back up
I don't
Thursday,
care about
bro.
no comments, man. Listen, I don't care about no comments. Look, y'all already know how this next show gonna do. Dudes gonna go on and concede the most of the complaint. You know what I'm saying? And know, like, and probably talk a lot, give a lot of transparency and talking a lot of hindsight. Like we knew that was fucked up, bro. It done got so deep, bro. Like women don't give a shit no more about what we complain about. Like what men overall complain about in the boat. They independent. They getting their money. They got plenty of toys. You feel what I'm saying? Like they don't give a shit. So my thing is right. The women who care to still have care for the whole idea of a man, they gonna win. You feel what I'm saying? Even when we get into the dudes complaining, the dudes who just want to sit and be women haters, whatever. Let them be with the ones who the women don't understand that complaints are valid. Go along with the men who bitch all the time. Let all them go live happy ever after. Let the ones who still got like the idea of a man, not just what he make, but the idea of a man, and the men that still like the idea of a woman, go live happy ever after, and then everybody be happy. I know it ain't gonna happen. That's Disneyland, but I'm just saying.
No,
You feel me?
that's a damn
Ain't
good
about to, ain't
that's a
about to be
damn good
going back
solution
and
though.
forth with no women who think they shit don't stink. I ain't doing it.
That's a bar. That is a bar. I totally agree with you. We got one more potent video, man. Then we're gonna ask out maybe one or two more questions. We'll get to some solutions, man. So we'll watch this quick video, get y'all thoughts on this
We
one.
will not own up to the fact that we have the highest rate of single motherhood, which is 56%. We also have the highest rate of obesity, which is more than half at 56.9%. And we will not deal with the fact that men find us masculine. And it's just difficult, and we're difficult to deal with. Yes, these may be statistics and these may be issues that we're tired of hearing. Yes, we as Black women feel like we're being beat up on. Yes, we as Black women feel like we're not being protected. Yes, we as Black women feel like we're at the bottom of the totem pole. But if we're going to sit here and continue to be all up in our feelings, continue to still have an attitude, not look at statistics, not look at what, or listening to what people are saying and what men are saying, we're not going to get anywhere.
What y'all think? Was she on point? Was she wrong? What's up?
Let me go on this one. So
Yeah.
I guess this is one of it's my complaint about the women that are here. Like we'll tell the men like to do certain things to self-improve, learn how to communicate, get your money right, to get leadership skills, stuff like that. But the conversation about women improvement is like the shit to get set on fire. If you talk about things like that women need to do to improve themselves, that's never a conversation that goes well. So the part when she's saying like, okay, if there are negative things, is there anything from the complaints that we can take and improve on? Or is every single negative thing that men say is bullshit? And the way we cool with this shit going into perpetuity. So I guess I'm proud, like I rock with y'all because to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? We moving and trying to fix things and talking about how things will get better. So, I respect y'all. So because y'all not just saying, oh, fuck what them girls talking about. Right?
Right.
Y'all don't talk to me. Say, nah, you doing the bullshit. You need to be doing X, Y, Z. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But like what I'm hearing from you right now, Arnold, right, is some bullshit, right? You know better, fix this. And I've been in there going back and forth. And I'm like, okay, I accept that. I'm gonna do better. But that same conversation doesn't happen woman to woman because women don't sharpen arm like men do.
Oh.
They not built for that back and forth. We're like, okay, I'm saying like to me in my head, like my ego, I got an ego because I earned it, right? Because I go through these conversations and explain to you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm gonna do what I do. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna vet it out, and if my shit don't work, okay, I need to reset, go back to the drawing board, and come back with some better shit.
Yeah.
I'm not about to just be like, oh yeah, what I do is cool, and never gonna let it get tested because I know better than that. My ego ain't worth shit if I ain't never gonna get tested.
It's a fact. That's a fact. So overall, bro, before I get to CJ and Bino, like, do you think that the purpose of this conversation is met? Do you think that we've either thrown away or kept the right complaints? Do you think there's validity? And if so, to your point, if women aren't going to listen to men and if they're going to disregard the complaints, how the fuck do they fix it? And who do they need to hear it from? If not us.
Is
Who
that
do
an
they need to hear
open
it from?
question?
Yeah.
No damn body. No, nobody. Because I'm very confident that there's somebody in their women's circle at one point in time who's probably not there no more that has already said what we said, and that's why she's not around no more. Because they ostracized her. They distance themselves from her because deep down she said some real shit. You know that one girl that be like, "Oh, I don't have no female friends." It's probably because her female friends that she had, she was probably being honest with them when they was doing dumb shit. And then when she realized they wasn't going to change, she said, all right, well, let me just disassociate myself from them.
Damn.
And then you got the guys that'll turn around and say the same damn thing with different wording, and they still don't listen. They'll deflect. They'll say, but the men, but y'all do it too. It's like it's like, at the end of the day, you can always say that to them or anything. But if we're telling you that, hey, this is the major complaint that we have, what can we, not you, what can we do to fix it? What can we do to, address that? And there's never no real, let's talk it out, let's break it down, let's come to a solution. It's just a whole lot of deflecting and lack of accountability. And it's a you. It's, they goofy. They goofy if they do all that. Like, shout out to the ones that actually take the time to want to better themselves for sure. Like a Venus. Like somebody that, like, yeah, she might butt heads with men, but she does take in what some men say when they give valid statements or give good info, and she tries to better herself. She said herself. So shout out to her and many women like her. But there's actually, unfortunately, there's a large majority of women that still they don't listen. So fuck it.
I like it. Bino, who should they be hearing it from?
Who should women be hearing it from?
Yeah. In order for men complaints to get fixed, who should they be hearing it from? Who would they listen to?
Yeah, listen to the. I hate to say this, man. Yeah, listen to the white man.
Mm.
Yeah,
That nigga said the
listen
white.
to the what? Yeah, listen to the white. Yeah, listen to Uncle Sam, man. They about to have to listen. Matter of fact, why you fucking around? Cause the way shit going, you gonna have to listen. Because I understand that this, right? The key factor is this. We understand that this is a distrust that was earned between black men and black women over a period of time, right? We can start with systematically, let's start there. Then we can start with the first to blame, to point the fingers at was the man, right? So we could go from systematically to the man, right? Now there's a lot of things that are happening between them years. We're not there no more. I think men mentally and emotionally have moved forward from things, and I think somehow women got caught up in that matrix gap somehow, right? So like maybe like we in our 30s now, so maybe like that gap from our early 20s going all the way back to our parents, and let's stop at our let's say grandparents up into our 20s for us 80 baby generation, right? We understand that gap has happened. It's 2025. Right? So the whole idea of men progressing and women regressing is like it's starting to be a conversation for those reasons. It's starting to be a conversation because it seems like they got caught up in that gap, and we done, you know what I'm saying, kind of progressed from it. Even dealing with women as a whole and treating them better, respecting them better, and the whole idea of monogamy and all that shit. Like dudes is ready to like concede and settle, and whatever that word Garner just used earlier. Like we just, all right, man. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like you feel me? And I think they stuck there, bro. Like y'all feel what I'm trying to say? Like like
Yeah.
I feel like they stuck there.
There's a disconnect. Can't hear you, Arnold. You're on mute, brother.
My bad. So I think that like part of it is like I guess the regression progression as far as like what really worked, you know what I'm saying, is the basic like caveman, a man is a man, a woman, the basic part. Right. But as we start evolving like socially, like the women are telling men to communicate better, right? The men are telling women to be more logical. And as we getting closer, instead of being at the opposite end of the spectrum, like yin and yang, we getting closer and it's working less.
Yeah.
Right. So like we saying, oh, you do this way, and we coming your way, and it's not working. Right. When it was over here, wasn't no problems with a man finding a woman and them being locked in. Right. But then people start talking more and coming up with bullshit. And we start, oh, this is what I want from a man, this is what I want from a woman, and the shit is working less. Like that's what I've been seeing as far as like how all of this like social engineering and what we like asking for, and we need to start talking about having these conversations. It's not working more. Right. So how we say that, oh, don't listen to the women. They tell you to be this, communicate with me, be soft, be vulnerable. And then she damn near disgusted. You know what I'm saying? Like she not really turned on by that. That's not really what's gonna make her stick to you. So like I get the part that I'm seeing, like the stuff that we're asking for, it's not really working.
Damn.
And that's what I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah, I feel you on it because it seemed like that's why earlier when I said it seemed like socially, once they got all these, they're able to be the women they are today, it was almost like from the outside looking in, it was like, damn, so that traditional woman, they never wanted to be that, right? Because regardless of what you allowed to do, the freedom to do now, if you really wanted to be that, you still would strive to be that, regardless of your job, regardless of materialistic things. Like you would still work all those way in and still find that man that treats you well. Like you would fit the way, but you can't find a man that treats you well because those things that you were given changed you. It didn't change us. Like even from the caveman days, we are not changed. Y'all have changed,
Or they acting like they changed.
or they acting like they changed. One of the two, but
I think that what I find probably the most disheartening in all of this shit is that I've come to terms with a few things, right? From being on the internet and since I've been knowing y'all in real life, right? I think somebody brought it up earlier. There's gonna be men that's gonna have a disdain. There's gonna be women that have a disdain, and most of the time, the balance we bring to this show, they're just not gonna benefit from it, and we got to be okay with that, right? Because we're not talking to everybody. Let's start there. Secondly, if y'all don't believe that the complaints that have been offered by men from the research we found, if you don't think it valid, and you're a woman watching this, ask your last 3 ex-boyfriends how you were. Pull back up. Matter of fact, pull back up this list, and when you're talking to your ex-boyfriend, see if he names any of those. Or matter of fact, screenshot this slide and show it to your last 3 ex-boyfriends and see if you fit any of those. Right? The reason why that's important is because no matter how much we generalize this, everything we talk about comes to self.
Strata.
Mm-hmm.
On that list, it says lack of accountability. They is not about to screenshot that slide and ask that man nothing because they don't accept accountability. Come on now.
Yeah,
The answer was already there on the list of why they not gonna screenshot that shit.
But again, you don't have to believe us. We only, again, like I told y'all in real life, shout out to the TNBR Discord. Like, we have these conversations all the time, man. We talk through these types of issues, and I'm telling y'all, there are people out here really working on themselves, men and women alike. But we have to be fair. But I'm telling you, women, if you don't think that these complaints are valid, that's fine. If they don't apply to you, that's fine. But the only way you can truly know is talk to somebody that actually dated you. Fuck what we talking about. You ain't got to believe us. You ain't got to trust what we saying. It's bullshit. Ask the guy that was with you. Ask the guy that laid down with you. Ask the guy you were with how he feel about you. Because honestly, to the point, I think somebody in the chat had said it earlier, it doesn't matter what we think about you because we're not dating you. Y'all ain't trying to get with us, right? But this shit is going to affect your actual life, not ours. Same thing on Thursday to the men. When we're going through this list and we're looking at the women complaints, be honest with yourself. Are there things on that list that maybe you can fix for yourself? We can't answer those questions for y'all. But again, with all these conversations, they're going to always come with homework. This shit goes back to the self. It always will. But don't take nothing we say at face value. Screenshot that list. Talk to your ex-boyfriend, see what they got to say. Matter of fact, to make it tougher, ask your current boyfriend. Right? A little tougher conversation to have, right?
Man, they ain't got the balls, the
what this guy talk about,
ovaries
man?
to do that shit.
This
You
man
know
be
they
too.
don't. Like,
He, I,
he know damn well they not gonna do
Bro,
that.
what is he
not
talking
saying,
about,
No, they
bro?
not.
bro, I'm
He get
telling you, bro.
this man.
What was your big 3? What was one of your big 3?
He get
Lack of
he get
accountability.
he get too
Come
damn
on.
diplomatic sometimes for me, man.
Bro, but that's the only way this
Like,
shit gonna get fixed,
come
bro.
on
Because
now. Like,
you gotta think
I
about it,
get
bro.
like it's like your idea, it holds incredible credit. But when you're giving the idea to literally the side that is known for lack of accountability, it's just like, hey man, I respect you for doing it.
call
And that's
them,
all I can say to that.
call, call their exes to ask their exes to constructively criticize them.
Absolutely.
Man, they did. If that's not a new idea. That's not a new idea. You don't think that idea already has been in this world? Matter of fact, the self thought that that's maybe something they could do has been in their own mind. I mean, bro, you smart as shit, but you ain't just create a new idea.
Oh no, I never claimed it to be
See,
new.
this is my point. So this is my point. If they would do that shit, we wouldn't be where we at today.
True, but back to my original point, I think
I'm
the
just saying. I'm
reason
talking
why
to you.
no, the
They
reason
ain't
why
doing it.
the reason why this list will continue to exist for men and women is because nobody's willing to go in their past and fight them demons and accept them be true. Right now,
Who
DJ,
said
you can feel
nobody
me if your
is?
so
Women
if
or
your
man?
so what, bro?
You said women or man ain't willing to do that?
Fuck no.
I wish.
I
So
think
I
men
mean,
closer. I think
I got text messages in my phone. I just did that a few weeks ago because we was actually just talking about this in the Discord. But it ain't a need to show my message because it'll be a flex. But it show you men is progressing though, and it take a motherfucker to go through a lot of shit for them to be accountable for them to be even accountable. Like damn, you feel me?
But for every you, Bino, I can find 10 women hating niggas right now without even trying.
Oh, so now you
women
talking for
Now,
hating
them, but
now
you
niggas.
ain't just say that though. You know what I'm
I don't.
saying? Like you can't.
10?
But
But what you say, Arnold?
10? You
Yes,
say it's 10 to 1?
damn
So you say
near.
only so you saying only 1 out of 10 men is like, you know what I'm saying, like healthy in their approach to women.
Oh no, not that it's healthy. I'm talking about for every one man that can do like what Bino just said, meaning self-reflect with an X, try to get better. I can find you 10 niggas that are just accept that women ain't shit and fuck them.
nah, man, nah,
But
not for no every
hold
one
on,
dude, bro.
y'all, let me finish. But the wild shit is, based on the conversation tonight, for every one woman that's willing to show her exes and her boyfriend the squad, there's 10 that won't do it and say fuck these niggas.
But
Yeah,
so what I'm saying
it
is
ain't apples to apples this time though. Not on this
so
Shit.
one.
like what
You
I
think
guess
it's
like
more men?
in that conversation as far as like when I guess I say I call it healthy. So
Uh-huh.
to me, to a certain extent, if that dude is just smashing and know better than to be in a relationship, that's a level of healthy because he could have been putting that same chick in the whole relationship and not knowing
Right.
that this is a red flag. And I'm saying to
Okay.
me, that's growth to a certain extent, right? We know
Yeah, I was about to say,
holistically
yeah.
it's a
Hmm.
bad thing to just be smashing, running through the world, but to be able to know, hey, I can't be in a relationship with this type of chick, right? She around, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with her. I'm that's like it's not good, no, it's not no goody two
Right. That
shoes shit, but it's still a level
right.
of healthy, knowing better than to lock this chick down and let her be in your space long term.
Okay, well, I like that. I like, I want to stay there. So what you said makes sense. So you're saying that men are more aware enough to not be in a position to be complaining about these women because this it's not serious enough for you to really have that much invested to even have the complaints.
They
Yeah, I'm
won't
saying
jump into relationship after relationship with a woman if that's how they feel. If they on some women hating shit, they will not come. They will not break up with one, find another relationship, find a relationship. Women are literally feel how they feel, know they need plenty of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't take no accountability. Argue all the points that was made on this show and still want to be in a relationship with a nigga, with a new nigga.
Hmm.
So that's why it's not apples and apples.
Okay, I think I gotta concede that for now. I would love to see the numbers on the number of single women and men to see like how on par this whole thing is. But that's just all of us, speculating anyway. But again, I will say that, like I said, bro, on the solution to all of this, on the other side of the solution is gonna be some fucking work. But if you ain't willing to do the self work, none of the shit is gonna be fruitful to nobody listening, men or women. So if you a woman that dismissed everything, y'all think we out here shooting the shit and bullshitting, that's fine. Fuck around and find out. The next man will bring one of these things up in a subtle way or a very overt way, and then you're gonna have to come back to this video and replay it. And that's fine, right? Same thing on Thursday. It's gonna be some niggas watching the video on Thursday, and women gonna be like, yo, y'all niggas don't do this, y'all do that. If be a bunch of niggas say, they bullshitting, you're gonna fuck around and find out. Like at the Raw Bunch, again, we do a lot of fuck around and find out conversations. You ain't gotta believe us. You'll fuck around and find out, though. The more you fuck around, the more you find out. So my overall solution is you gotta be proactive in your own life. This shit is a buffet. Internet, life, the people you fuck with. This shit is a buffet, bro. Grab what works, keep what don't. Don't complain about what ain't on your plate, but eat your fucking food. Women, I'm telling you, there are men that have valid complaints. Just make sure you ain't one of those people that they're complaining about. Fix your own shit, but be honest with yourself, right? Because you're defending a whole gender of people that you don't have to make babies with. You're defending a whole gender of people that won't lay down with you at night. You're defending a whole gender of people that won't be your husband. This shit don't matter. No matter how much I fuck with the boys and I'm for the homies getting their shit together, I got an old lady that, I'm with. Like I gotta be with her, type shit. So I think that I just want to make sure this conversation is framed correctly. I think that most of the points were valid. Whether I go through them or not is irrelevant. How I feel about them is irrelevant. There are men somewhere complaining about this shit, and if you're a woman watching this and you don't take it serious, you might fuck around and find out that you are a part of the list of people that men complain about. Don't find yourself on that side. If you ain't got to worry about it and deal with it, that's cool. We're not talking to you. Show it to one of your friends that have one of these fucking qualities that you know she got. Don't check it in front of us. Don't bring her to the motherfucking podium. Call her, be like, yo, no bullshit. Just watch the show. Dudes are saying da da da. You working on that yet? Don't tell us about it. We don't give a shit. Don't care. But have the conversation. To Arnold's point and what we've been saying all night, if women are dismissing what men are saying, you're not gonna listen to us. Find somebody to listen to. That's it. I did the solutions out of order. Let's go with Arnold. What's your wrap up with this whole show, bro? What you think?
Before you do solutions, I guess I want to do this fucking request that Sneak
Sure.
got in the comments.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
need that
sure.
list though.
You want the list?
Yeah, she said, what the fuck was it? Something
Oh, she
about
said, can
asking
I do
you
the
to,
list?
because you made a statement to have the girls to have the exes the name what was on the list or some shit like that.
Okay.
So
I brought
she,
it
I guess
back
she's
up.
calling herself out
Okay. Let's do it. Let me know when you got the things that you want to speak about, brother.
for her shit. She ain't have an attitude, lack of
Hold on,
femininity.
what happened?
He doing this shit live, Bino.
Yeah, Sneak
About
requested it.
who?
She had it in the chat. He made the
Oh,
statement
okay.
that the girls should ask their exes, and I guess Sneak said, "Fuck it, I'll do it." But for her, during the time when we was rocking, it was lack of femininity. But you know, she eventually got out of that. Career over relationship. I don't know if I want to say that one because she was in the military. I know what that's like. She used to have a lack of accountability. That's real. Yeah, that's real. She used to have that shit heavy, but you know, you gotta nip that shit in the bud. I think that's pretty much it. If I had to pick them, and unrealistic relationship goals, because at the end of the day, like there was no way I was gonna go to Germany. So I think those were the main ones.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I like
But the
that.
rest of those, she was pretty much good for the rest of those.
Okay.
But
Bino.
I don't see majority of these women doing that same shit. I don't see that shit happening. Hell no.
That's fair. That's fair. Bino, I'm not gonna ask you specifically, right? But just think about the last, let's say, few relationships you've been in over the years, right? Do you think that you've seen anything in any of your exes that was on this list?
Yeah, man, but that shit don't really be a big deal, man. Cause listen, this is my solution about all that shit for real. Like, I'm doing this for the purpose of the show, and I ain't trying to sound like nigga. I'm just whatever, whatever, whatever. But like, regardless of if my exes was in that shit, I'm in some shit too, right? So my thing is this: life has all shit talking aside for man and woman. All shit talking aside on my end. Life, society driven us to a certain point where in order to find something real, in order to find quote unquote love and all that shit, we have created a thing for us where we got to go through a lot of bullshit to get it. It's not easier to get as it should have been, right? So if I can refer this religiously, I can refer this just socially, right? Both, right? Religiously and socially, it shouldn't have to be this hard, but we done created this for ourselves. So my solution is understand that on both ends, whether that's self for you and outside for the opposite sex, is there's a lot of bullshit that you're gonna have to navigate through and try your best not to get too muddied up, too dirtied up, too poisoned, letting too much shit get on you. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit gonna get on you, but don't let everything get on you because like at the end of the day, for man and woman, bro, all shit talking aside, like we talked about the women, we're gonna talk about the men on Thursday, but it's a lot of shit you gotta go through in today's time, and it shouldn't have been like this, but we done socially turned it into this. This is Babylon. So like to even think about finding something genuine and this love and not finding a way where women is not complaining about something about women and women not complaining about something about men. It's a lot of shit you gotta go through in Babylon. You gotta be built for war now.
Mm,
Peace ain't never came without war. And for everybody looking for peace for that man and peace for that woman, we gotta go through war now to get there.
it's a fact.
That's my solution. I just to understand that is my solution.
I like it. I like it. Like I said, man, I think that's gonna always be our horizontal message in all these shows. It's gonna always come back to the self. You can't escape it. You just can't escape it. Like life gonna keep testing you in the same way until you find a way around it, till you pass it. This ain't no different. It's all about what you want. You don't give a fuck, that's fine. You don't have to. Keep maneuvering and you'll keep attracting whatever you get, good or bad. But I think if you're a woman and you're watching this podcast, um, we haven't even really told you all much about ourselves because it's irrelevant. But I think we've had a total of what, maybe 4 or 5 black men up here today. If we're bringing up these complaints and we're validating and invalidating them, I think you would do yourself a disservice if you don't at least consider the list. Just make sure, if at the very least, just make sure you ain't on it. If you ain't on it, that's cool, right? But I think that it's important that if you are actively trying to find somebody, if you're actively trying to do the work, keep that in mind because that's a good guiding point, right? If you're a woman that don't have cool ass dudes in your life that can tell you really about yourself because they don't want nothing from you, again, you got to lean on people outside your understanding. You're not a man. You don't know. That's another thing, women. You don't know how people see you. It's almost impossible, right? And I think that the disservice, it's gonna suck, but it's gotta happen. The disservice that a lot of men do women in relationships is that they silently tolerate, and by the time it's over, there is no place to give honest feedback. Because when you don't give a fuck, you gone. Or I've said it one too many times, and I'm not gonna repeat myself no more, right? So it leaves the woman at a deficit one way or another. Because either you weren't hearing it, which is why he ain't with you no more, or he never said it because he couldn't do it till he couldn't no more. So the solution would be when you have active lists in front of you and you're listening to your cousins, your brothers, your daddies, your grannies, whoever the fuck you respect, when you listen to them talk about women, make sure you're not the woman they're talking about. That's it. You'll be all right. But again, if you don't want to ask let's say if you don't want to ask your boyfriends and exes, to y'all point, that might be a hard ass, right? But Bino and CJ, do y'all think it's a fair concession to tell these women, ask a man you respect? Would that be a more realistic, fair solution? If you don't ask your ex-boyfriend, you think they should ask a man they respect? If they match someone on the list, you don't think they should ask no niggas at all?
Hey
Y'all, okay,
man,
y'all push back because y'all think they're gonna do it at all, right?
man, yeah, like my
Okay.
bro
That's
in
not
my
my pushback.
mind, telling these women to basically get criticism or confirmation or do what basically Sneak just did is like telling a garden green snake, nigga, go fly. Like it's just not gonna happen, bro. They're not. They're not. It's
A
just
lot of
it's just not. And if they do it,
uh-huh.
that'll be fucking phenomenal. But I'm not wasting literally no energy on the even thought process of they gonna do it. You feel me? I didn't even expect Sneak to do that shit. And I
Yeah, I was
know
about to say,
she's
like,
better than what she used to be. But it's just the fact that nah, they're not.
okay. What you got, Bino?
Nah.
What you think? You think they just
I
don't
don't know. I
care
think
to
I
do it?
probably sound crazy. Don't Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, it sounded a little off, a little muffled, but we can still hear you though, bro.
No, I don't think they should ask a man. Um, if it ain't a father and a mother that they seen their whole life that was happy, a happy father and a happy mother, and now they shouldn't ask no man. I think they should ask a woman that that a man been happy with for 30, 40 years.
Oh, I like that. So you saying they should ask a woman that has that result how they're viewed by that woman? I
Hmm.
like that. That's a nice spin. Walk down that more. I like that. Damn, I ain't think about that. That's fire.
Because men are always gonna be flawed, and like you can ask a man that you respect, but he gonna tell you like men, we we like the same shit, but we like different shit. Men tolerate, you know what I'm saying, with different shit and shit like that. But
Uh-huh.
if you know a woman, a wife, an elder who's been married and her husband is happy with her 40, 50 years, like they're not just married now, but happily married, especially him, that means she's happy too.
Like that.
So
That's
you should
dope.
talk to her. Like elders is still around, man. You know what I'm saying? I think we do a lot of peer on peer shit these days, and a
Yeah.
lot of people give advice in real time as they go through it. But like, the best advice came from them elders, man, in them situations like that. Like, but the internet, the elders ain't on this internet talking to us. They ain't got time to talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a lot of peer on peer interaction. But I think ultimately on this particular topic, I think you should talk to a woman, man. I think a younger lady should talk to older women of today. That's what I'm saying, that's pretty happy, man. If they gonna listen to somebody, don't even talk to no dude for real. You can talk to a dude if it ain't your father, and you know what I'm saying, and you seen him with your mom. Like I feel like it can get dudes can tell you different shit based on attention.
Got you. Damn. That's a dope. I like that perspective. I like that. I like that. I
I
like
mean,
it.
that's what I was saying.
CJ, what you thinking, bro? You think it'll work?
I don't, Vito. Why this man keep asking? I think these witchcraft methods gonna work, bro. Like, I don't, man. Like, if it happens, it happens. But me personally, I don't feel like a lot of this stuff gonna really just work for like these women. Like, it's not gonna work unless they want it to work. Just like how a woman's not gonna be with this man unless she want to be with this man. Like, some men are settled for less than because they don't think of it as less than. They just think of, I fucks with this woman, I rock with this woman, she makes me feel right. While a woman gets with a man, he's got to have certain things, certain qualities, certain standards, certain this, certain that, certain features. And if he so much as checks off 80s out of the 10, guess what? He don't qualify. You ever seen that thing where the lady said that the average man will settle for 60% of a woman, knowing that he may not get the other 40% until over the course of 10 years while being married to her. While a woman, if she can't even get 85 to 90% off the rip, she ain't even about to give him none of her.
Nothing.
And that's crazy to hear that. And when I watched that thing, it's like a lot of women in the crowd that was actually it was shouting and agreeing. And I'm over here like, how the fuck y'all happy
Doesn't
about
make
that?
sense.
He gotta come with everything. But the fellas is like, she just said a man will be happy to take a woman with 60% and be willing to get the other 40 over time. It's just like, we not the same, man. So I just don't, man. If the ones that want to better themselves, they will. The ones that don't, it's like shit. At least they got the info. Maybe they're gonna wait 5 years, 10 years, or they're gonna say fuck it and get a bunch of cats and dogs in their house. All right,
That's a fact.
don't matter to me, you know.
That's real
But as
shit.
long as we did our part, you know what I'm saying. It is what it is.
Yeah. Like you said, man, I think this was a solid show. I think that like I said, this is a tough conversation to have for a few reasons, right? We know when we talk to each other, we don't even use that complain word. So it's a tough show to maneuver coming off the gender wars. But again, I think we all self aware, right? So I think that this is more edifying people. Like this show specifically was to edify women on the things that they might not know that the people they are attracted to might think of them. Take it for what you will, leave what you don't like. Fuck it. You feel me? But again, life is nothing more than fuck around and find out.
And another thing is, man, I don't know. It's probably gonna come out wrong, but like the goal ain't for to have a lot of people to like you.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like ain't nobody telling women. I know I ain't telling women to go out here and just be Miss Ladylike, submissive ass on an everyday basis around this world, man. Fuck these niggas for real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you come across that dude, man, like tighten up. You feel what I'm saying? And the same thing for dudes, like, man, I ain't gotta sit here and be no what's the word y'all be using, pandering? I don't want every woman walking around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you this shit like I'm a brother of your homies. I got a lot of real female friends. That's real
Yeah.
platonic. You feel me? Like so I ain't one of them niggas who, what I'm saying, want every female to like me. No, I just want the right one to like me anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I mean I'm gonna tell you like it is, so there ain't no tough conversation. So y'all straight up. Fuck, nigga. Ah.
It's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like I said, man, y'all tap into the Raw Bunch. Make sure y'all tap in Thursday. We are going live again at 7 to where we're going to flip it and we're going to do it the other way around. So here are the complaints that we're going to be bringing to the table from the women. And we're going to tackle these. We're going to see which ones are valid and which ones aren't. Make sure, again, y'all are here next Thursday at 7 p.m. Click the stream y'all link when y'all see it pop up. Again, we're going to get a host of women to come up and articulate it. Like I said, this show was more men-centric to get the perspective of men about women. And again, we tried to figure out what was valid, what wasn't, and offer solutions. We're going to do the same thing Thursday. We're going to get to the bottom of what's valid, what's invalid on that woman's list, and whatever is valid, we're going to try to find a solution for it. We're going to mine through it.
Watch how easy that show be a
Yeah.
breeze.
Yeah. But I think that speaks to the type of men we are. No, like no
Not
cap.
the type of men we are. It just speaks for men.
Man,
Men. Strata, stop that shit. Majority of men is going to damn near concede to a lot of that shit. We have majority of us have no problem taking accountability and be like, yeah, we fucked up. Yeah, we did this. Yeah, I get that part. Oh, yeah, I remember a time where I was literally doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be nothing for us.
I think
So at
where we
most, we just got to have enough ladies that's got the balls and ovaries to come up here and address us with some common sense. You
I
feel
think
me?
that, yeah, I think that you're right. I think that men initially concede. I think that what normally happens with men, because we be having pride and shit, is that the concession will come before the word but. And then it negates everything that you conceded to. Because the but is then followed by an excuse for the same behavior. I think this is exactly why this is probably the main difference between men and women. Women hit a list and dismiss it. They don't concede shit. Fuck what you talking about. That shit wrong. They won't even concede. Men start the concession, follow with a but, and then negate everything they just conceded. That's what I think is going to happen on Thursday. Could be wrong.
Wrong
Just
as
my
hell.
thoughts.
If all right, put it this way. If you actually be right about that statement you just made,
Mm-hmm.
I'll cut one of my locks off. If not, you cut one of yours.
I can't take that bet. Well, I've been growing this
All right,
motherfuckers too
then. See
long.
exactly. Have confidence in your motherfucking self. Don't say
Oh,
that
I
shit
got
up here like
confidence.
that. Come
I'm
on,
not a
man.
betting man though. You talking to a nigga? I don't even do
I ain't a
parlays,
betting
bro.
man either,
I'm
but
not
I
a
bet on
fan duel
myself, and I
nigga.
know
Like I
goddamn
don't do bets. I
well
don't bet, brother.
the other men that might pop on this channel is not gonna do that. They gonna concede and be like, "Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I can name a time where I was actually doing this, that, and the third, or whatever."
You mean to tell me if we had Venus and some of the ladies from, let's say, TNBR from our hometown, if they get to saying that dudes lack leadership and stability, you ain't gonna get a butt? I know you fucking tripping.
Your statement was that they gonna concede, but
And
blah
then
blah blah
say
blah blah,
but.
and then
They
renege
gonna
on
put a
their
butt.
entire concedings. So I don't see nobody reneging on no conceding nothing. They might give a blah blah blah, but it is because it is. But no man's gonna concede on their shit and be like, nah, you know what? Nah, that shit don't even count now. They're not doing that shit. Once they
No,
concede
but
on that shit,
what
that's
you
it.
said is exactly what I said they were gonna do. They were gonna concede it first and then say they're gonna have a but, and it's gonna negate the concession. They're
Nah,
gonna
the
say,
bus not gonna do it. They just
bruh,
gonna give a reason why they did it, but it's not gonna concede what they said. A nigga could be like,
shit.
I cheated, but that motherfucker won't do shit. But it's not him conceding what he did. He's just saying like, yeah, I did it. He's still admitting to it. He's not saying, but I got a reason. It's
But they
justifiable. So everything they
come
just
on,
nah, they
see.
not doing
But CJ, you know damn well as soon as you say but, it negates everything you said prior to, right? You know that, right? Meaning,
It
if I
don't.
do
It
something to
don't.
offend
It
you, not
don't.
say I'm
That
sorry.
not for us. Not for us. If a man just downright says, if he,
It
because
doesn't for
if he just
nobody.
say I cheated and then he just leave it alone, then it's not enough context there. But if he says I cheated, but or he could just say, instead of saying but, he said I cheated because, or he can say I cheated. This is
Okay,
the reason
this
why.
is a better
Either
word.
way, he's just giving you a reason
The
behind the
context.
action, but he's not denying it. He's not rebutting it. He's still admitting to the
That's
action.
fair. That's
You
fair.
see what I'm
The
saying?
because,
It's
yeah.
different if a motherfucker be like, but you, and they're like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's not my fault. It's one thing
Yeah.
if he said it's not my fault that I did this. No, no niggas gonna do that shit.
Strata
He not
talking
doing
about
that.
Strata talking about I'm sorry, but that's what he
Right.
talking about. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but if you say
I'm
I'm
sorry that you
sorry,
feel
but
this way.
that's disregarding everything. But
I,
conceding and saying but is not the same. You talking about so
it's
I
the exact
apologize,
same
but
thing.
no, it's not. No, it's not because it's conceding is admitting. Like I'm agreeing, like we do that, and you just giving context behind it. You apologizing but having the reason why you did something and apologizing at the same time. The but doesn't mean nothing. I think that but that you're talking about goes with apologizing instead of admitting.
But I think even in admittance and concessions, you gotta let it go after you conceded it.
Nah, man, hell
Because
nah.
think
So
about
you
it. I'm
saying
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how
so
close
it's
we are to
like so
time.
so so men men. There's many reasons why a man can lack stability.
Right.
So if he's saying yeah, we do lack stability, but
This is
I'm
why.
only this is why the disregards it don't matter why.
Not that it doesn't matter. It's just that it makes it hard to get to a true actionable solution because of the but. I'm gonna tell you why. So I think the better way to that people should think about it, not say it, because what you say don't matter, right? But I think the better thing is first admit it. Men lack financial stability. Why do they lack financial stability? What can they do to become more financially stable? That's the way a problem healthily progresses, right? What normally happens is men don't have financial stability. The men be like, yeah, but it's because the white man be holding me down. Yeah, but it's because they don't like me at my job. And so I'm gonna tell you how it hits the ear to people listening. It sounds like an excuse. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard for people to concede and then separate the concession from what comes next. I think most people run it together in real life and even on in conversations. I think people do this shit in real life, bro. Like if you tell your homeboy, nigga, bro, you gotta get your paper up, bro. You want some bullshit? Yeah, man, I'll be fucking up, man. But bro, it's always a but bro. Tell me I'm lying. That don't happen in real life.
Mm-hmm. I ain't heard it in a long time.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna lie
I
to you. I was really
technically
trying to think
word
of a
because
time where a nigga said that and then he was just gonna give like a plethora of excuses. It was more like, yeah, nigga, you right, I'm on some bullshit, or he just dead it like that. I was really trying to think of a something to like join in on you with that. To be honest with you, that's why I was like, I've addressed niggas when they do dumb shit and they kind of just take that bullet and be like, yeah, man, I get it, yeah, and that's kind of it. Like I don't really hear them being like,
we'll
Yeah,
see.
I
let
can't
me give you a
relate,
bunch of
bro.
reasons
We'll see.
why this has happened. I was really trying to think of one too to be like, nah, Jay Strata might got a point. Nah, nigga, I can't. I really was trying to think of one right there. Nah. Every time I've
Okay.
addressed a dude when he was fucking up in whatever thing it was, whether it was cheating, whether it was finances, whether it was his health or some shit like that, when I called him out on it, he kind of just bit the bullet and was just like, yeah, I get it, man. I be on bullshit. And then we'll kind of maybe have a talk about how to unfuck that shit or where to go from there. But I can't think of a time where a nigga just said, yeah, but, and then gave like a plethora of excuses to justify his shit. Like to make him feel like, it is what it is. Nah.
We'll see. I think that I see I understand what y'all saying. I just maybe it's because when we're having these conversations with y'all, I know how we talk to each other off this when we click and stream, right? And so I'll be trying to separate that shit from when I'm in the world listening to the complaints on either sides, when I'm listening to how these conversations go on other panels, right? I hear it too often to say that that ain't what happens. So that's why it's kind of hard. I see what y'all saying, and I think we can keep the conversation balanced enough to where men will. I think I'll concede this because of our nature as men. Any man that joins this panel would have to be comfortable with a concession, because I don't think we'll let him get away with anything else. Is that fair? Surprisingly, I conceded and never said but.
You're not
Could
about
be
to flip
wrong.
this shit. See me Thursday, nigga.
Now
You're
I'm
not about to
curious to
flip
see.
this.
Like I
See
said,
me
ladies,
Thursday,
make
nigga.
sure
Like
y'all
you know
cap
how
up,
Bino.
man.
This nigga, bro.
Just being real, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro.
See, we gonna see Thursday. We gonna see
We're
Thursday.
gonna see. We're gonna see. I think that that's the stubbornness of men and what we experience as a bullheadedness of women. We brought complaints to women from Chat GPT. Like I said, they gave me about 8 solid social scientific sources for where they got the complaints from. They gave a whole demographic breakdown. I didn't want to get into that shit because that's a whole scientific paper, right? Same thing with the men. So this wasn't anybody's personal thoughts or personal feelings. This is based off social scientific studies that ChatGPT did. Now, again, I was lazy and I asked ChatGPT, but I also verified the sources and actually found the articles and shit. And I was like, well, that's pretty much like I kind of condensed it down to 2 or 3 words type shit. But again, we'll see y'all Thursday. We're gonna walk this down on Thursday to see what y'all thoughts are. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You have been tapped into the Raw Bunch, man. We'll see y'all later. Peace.